Welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Church with Jack, Chats with Jack. Don't want to false advertise. It's a little bit of both. I'm Jack Talcott, and I'm having fun today, and I'm so excited to get started. I'm so grateful that you are joining in. All of you, sincerely, we are happening today. Something is happening. Life is happening. We are the happening of today. And I am so excited with this topic today. I want to share some inspiration and some ideas for very simple goals that can transform life into just simple joys, man. So here, let's jump in today. Just a little bit of advertising, really. Talcott Tuesday. Let's roll with it. Live without fear. May peace be with us all today in the name and ways of Christ. No hiding. That's my underlying message, all right? The way of the Christ is the way we want. Realize the benefit, all right? Realize the benefits of wholeness, unity, and connections while you're alone and with others. Unity, wholeness, connections while alone. We'll get into that. That's the whole point of the message, man, the spiritual message. I was reminded, you know what, brothers and sisters, I'm going to brag a little bit because this is my life and this part of my documentary that we'll put together later, and it'll be a great story, man. There's so many stories and stories and stories, man. This life I've been given. Praise God. Praise God for this present moment, this present day, this present life we have been given. It's being perfectly unfolded. Earlier today, and here's where I'll admit my absent-mindedness, my own acknowledgement of my lack of clear focus, clear intentions. Earlier today, I went to a commemoration down behind the convention center. So it was a gathering of Veterans for Peace, and doggone it, the singing ladies, the old ladies of peace, the grannies of peace, I think was their name. They were singing. We had a gathering today because it's commemoration of the day where the American government dropped nuclear weapons on Japan, Hiroshima. If I remember right, I had notes and I was going to pull up some information. You know, I was inspired by voices that are talking about, you know, anti-nuclear weapons, right? The world is dangerous because we've been funding wars collectively and together and individually. And it's crazy, man. It is so crazy out there. And what history has shown that mankind is capable of, it's some pretty evil sickness, all right? Just because you've got high values, high morals, and you say, oh, that can't happen, I'd never do that. There's people who will. There are some evil, sick things that have been perpetrated in the name of justice and security, right? The American history is something that is not taught very well in public schools, and I wonder why. All you got to do is stop and think about it a few minutes, and holy shit, yeah. Why is the world the way that it is? Why does it cost money to be a human, but not for a dog or a cat or a bird, right? Or a monkey? What is up? We're not that smart. We're pretty stupid when we don't stop and think. one of the reminders I received at this event, one of the speakers pointed out that true tyranny, it becomes through fear and intimidation, and fear and intimidation is spread through lies. Well, tyranny rises, not the lies aren't repeated so much that so that they become believed. The lies are spread so much so that nobody knows what to believe. And there's records of of government officials employed in the CIA, director of the CIA saying, yeah, we'll know we've won when the public doesn't know what to think, who to trust. Have you not noticed we live in a world where distrust is more common than trust? Perhaps, maybe appearances are deceiving, which they are. Brothers and sisters, I know sometimes my topics may go different directions than what you might be anticipating, but for those who are able to connect and allow what you're hearing to be understood, I re-listen to myself and I think I'm pretty inspiring, to be honest. I think I'm pretty fun and funny because I am who I am. Brothers and sisters, who I am, who you're experiencing here online, I'm just authentic. It's not a character. I stopped playing characters. This is what I mean. Stop believing in the character of who you used to be. Stop believing in the character that follows rules made by someone else, follows traditions and instructions without really understanding why. It's time for our world to start thinking for itself. But to think for ourselves, I'm not going to lie, it's real helpful to have other perspectives, right? Discussing the same topic. You can learn so much from people who disagree with you. And something I've been learning here. I guess I drifted off the topic. I started talking about myself. Let me get back to the topic and then we'll open it up and we'll see where the conversations flow today. Let me remind too, for those who missed it, yesterday we had an invited guest and it wasn't an open panel, there wasn't chaos. And in the link in the description of yesterday's video, Trina shared her free program, free kind of inspiration. You can do it privately, but you can try it out without really telling those around you if you want. But I think once you start investigating what she's offering, I think you want to share it with others too. So I do. That's why I'm inviting you. 50 Days of Success is the name of it. And that brings up so many other things too. Some of the online craziness that I get to see. Here, I'm going to keep talking about me for just a moment. Like I said, these things can be cut up later and we'll find a way to get the best value out. But brothers and sisters, we're a part of life being unfolded here and now. And I love it. I love that you're here with me. And I hope you're having fun with me too. That's the whole point. To my point and what I want to help you realize, maybe it's a point for you too, a goal for you. Maybe you see the need of more hope, more light, more encouragement, more joy in the world around you. Maybe you see that too. So take from me a little hope, a little joy, a little inspiration, and share that shit around, right? We need some more goodness in our world. It's happening. It's happening through us. So I got to observe, man. This is me, Jack Talcott, today. I don't know what to do. And when we open up the conversations, this is a topic I'd love to have some discussion about. I don't know what to do to get attention from people in my hometown. Seriously. I mean, I've been learning when to back off and not intimidate, when not to step on toes. It's actually here. This is a lesson I've learned, which is good for anyone in leadership positions. It's good to know, it's good for us to learn when to step up. You know, when we're usually the one who steps up, it's good for us to learn when to step back, to allow others to have that time, that experience, right? To allow others to rise. And that's something I've been practicing. Where is my place? Where am I not causing offense or stepping on toes? But today it was funny, man. We're gathering together behind the convention center, and the security came by and says, "You know, this is private property. You got to get off the private property." They called the police on us. So I took some video of it, and I started to, oh man, I had to fight the urge to really step up. But I started to, and that's where I was reminded of this lesson, Jack. Sometimes you need to step back and just so I haven't gotten much attention from even the local chapter of Veterans for Peace. I'm a lifetime member of the organization. But I got to hold a sign today, banner. And I felt good about it. It's time for the world, particularly the American people, those of us in the free world. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. This isn't freedom. This is unacceptable what this nation and the leadership of this world has become. It's unacceptable. See, we are free range. We're imprisoned by borders and rules and codes and enforcement policies. It's all imagined nonsense, man. It really is. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Let's get to this topic, and then I only got a couple of notes, and then I'll open it up. The goal, each of us, I was reminded by my own seeking spiritual inspiration today. Because admittedly, some of these nasty characters spreading the nasty accusations about me, they've been pushing good people away. So I've been learning my lesson of where is my line? What am I to do? I think I'm figuring things out. So this morning I was seeking inspiration, and I find it often. I was reminded, you know, we are living at this time. There's many explanations that can point the words, right? We are an aspect, each of us. You are me, I am you. We are reflections of consciousness, of mind, of thought, of perception. We're just experiences of time and memories and feelings. It's all we are. So in the ideas of consciousness, and consciousness, again, I'm no professor, I'm no expert, but I've paid attention to a lot of those who are. And consciousness has been a mystery, philosophized and tried to be described throughout time. Even today, it's well debated. You know, do the thoughts come from the neurons and the patterns in the mind, or is the mind a receiver into the greater awareness? Every thought we think, everything we do, it goes into the greater mind, the greater memory of time. It's the essence and the energy. I was thinking about this earlier. Through time, all form, all form comes from infinite energy and space. There's an infinite energy that is in the space between everything. And it's from the vibrations of those energies that everything creates fields, and these fields create forms, and we're perceiving all of this. It's all thoughts. It's all divinely created, okay? So divine, pointing towards a God, a source, the Almighty, whatever term you can accept, okay? Because in the greatest picture, there's a one source, a divine source from which all things come. And we are that which has been sourced from the source of creation. We are the life that is today. And our consciousness, through the grace of God and our design, biological, mental, the electrical system that's within us, it's friggin' incredible, man. The way we work, people, the body, it's so amazing. The best way for the body and the mind and the spirit to work together is sincerely get the hell out of the way. Stop taking control of yourself, right? Controlling your others, controlling the world. This illusion that the mind has created that we're in control. No. I want to help you learn how to practice surrender. Okay. Surrender the idea of separation. Surrender the idea of divisions. Surrender the idea of superiority, inferiority. Surrender the idea of revenge. Surrender the idea of shame. Okay, because here's the reality that we all are here for. This is getting back to the spiritual reminder I received. Many, if not all of the spiritual teachers of the past, those who have transcended and achieved enlightenment, they all suggest that we are here to realize God. How do you realize something if you don't give it any attention? See, there's a lot of things in our lives that we don't realize because our mind hasn't noticed. Okay? I want you seriously to realize and give some contemplative thought, intentional thought. What is my relationship to the divine? Now, what is divine? Divine points at perfection, but I love this definition I heard last night. Divine is the ability the ability and that which transcends human limitations. So are you limited by humans? Are you limited by yourself? Yes and no. We are divine when we seek to align ourselves with that which is divine. There's nothing more divine than love. There really isn't. Within us, the way we're designed so perfectly, the way the mind is bifurcated, we've got two parts to the mind that do different things, but yet they do the same things in a connection, in a synchronicity. As I understand, and again, I'm no neuro doctor, no professional or nothing. I'm just the guy who studies a lot. And I think I understand it, man. I think I understand. And it's so simple, brothers and sisters. It is so simple to be kind. It is so simple to be good. All you got to do is stop believing in the fears. The world taught us to fear everything. The world taught us to believe in limitations, in limits. What I've learned for myself, I can surrender those ideas. And I can accept the idea that I am united here in time with the perfect expression of form and love that God has given. Because time is perfect. Align yourself with the time you've been given. For the rest of your life, pay attention to you in the present. not worrying so much about the past, learning from the past, grateful for the past, joyful about the past, with humility in the present, realizing, I don't know, you know, I only know what's here. I only know what I feel. I only know what I think. Which kind of brings me up. I'm going to go ahead and open the stream with this, because this is the other idea I wanted to point out. The problem with the world today, many of the world, the way to watch for the ego within us is a liar. Okay, it's selfish and lustful, and it just wants to take care of the body. But the problem with the ego mind, the prideful mind that pushes the godly thoughts away, it believes what it thinks. Okay, you can have faith in what you think, but to believe what you think without investigating, man, that is foolish. Hey, we got our first guest returning back, I believe. Welcome back, Mike. How you doing,
What's up?
brother?
Hey, Jack. Good to see you, man. How you doing?
I am truly, truly feeling blessed again today, man.
I shaved my beard off, man. I hope I look younger.
You,
it was getting a little crusty. I had to shave it off. But
it it looks good.
thank you. I appreciate it. But what you said, is very profound because the thing is that, and if you don't mind me interjecting into what you're saying, is that, people are lost, and it's good to have people that are like, I'll give you an analogy and tell me if I'm wrong. It's like, people that are distraught. They're like in a boat in crashing seas, right? And then you have someone who's like a buoy who saves you from your crashing against the waters. And it's just everyone listen. It's just an analogy, but there are people out there that do actually help people figure out, where to head to. Where am I going? What? And it's just like, it's great to have people that will talk to you like a human being and share their experiences with you and then ask you about their experiences. And it's a true friend. It may be an internet friend, but it's still a friend in Christ. It's still a friend in Christ. And that's the whole thing, and I don't, I always talk about Jesus Christ. I always talk about God and stuff like that. But if somebody believes in something different, I don't lambaste them. They can believe, but if they believe in a higher power, then I have their back. Whatever it is. But you're talking a lot of truths tonight or today. Whatever. I'm not sure where you're at. But it's just one of those things where we have to get back to the basics. If that makes sense, Jack. We have to get back to the basics. We have to figure out, okay, where am I heading? What do I feel? Who do I love? And I think the biggest thing is this, Jack. We are created flawed. We are flawed as you couldn't believe. But it's our job to atone for our sins. We have to atone. We have to apologize for our sins. And a lot of people can't do that because you know what? Pride comes in. Pride, it's one of those things where we are the most, we're the top of the food chain, but we're basically just like, sometimes that some of us are just a-holes. We're just a-holes. We can't admit when we're wrong. Listen, you messed up. So admit it, atone for it, and move on. But a lot of humans, they can't they can't look weak. But when you atone, you're actually stronger. You're not weak. And that's the paradigm that people understand, you know. So I'm sorry, Jack, go ahead.
No, you brought up something that it's a common belief that has a truth, being
Yeah.
flawed by birth, born of
Hmm.
sin, so they say.
Yeah.
Everything, everything is open to interpretation. Okay, now that interpretation, the thought I was considering, ties into the topic I'm really pointing at. I believe every one of us are here to realize our intimate, inseparable relationship with God. When we're born, we've got we're born like our minds are blank, right? We have to
Sure.
observe and learn everything when we come in, but we're not so much. Here was something I was thinking about consciousness, because it's through the mind, right? Through the mind that we can know the greatest mind, and that is where our relationship with the divine is, that which is transcends the human form. So it's the small still voice we can hear. It may sound like yourself, right? But it's the small still voice when we become small, when we become still in the present moment, right? With a seeking heart, wanting to connect with the divine, wanting reassurance that God, are you there? The small still voice that brings the loving answers, that's the one we want to listen to.
It's like this, Jack. It's like sometimes he won't answer you. Like, he won't
Right.
answer you. He'll make you wait. He'll make you wait until the right time, and then he'll answer you. And he'll answer you in, things that happen in your life. And it's funny because I never. How do I say this? Um, I was having a really hard time in my life in my 20s, right? And I prayed and prayed and prayed, and I never heard anything back. And all of a sudden, everything turned around in my life. Everything turned around. And yes, I was hustling. I mean, I was working hard, but it was his divine intervention to turn it around, because I'm asking him for help. But he waits to the right time to step in. Let me tell you something. God's divine love is not free. It's not easy. You got to put work in. You got to show him that you are worthy of his intervention. It's not like, hey, you know what? Yeah, this guy, hey, here's my love. No, it doesn't work that way. It's just kind of, and then this is going to sound strange. It's kind of like when you fall in love. You know, it's not easy. You have to work for it. You have to earn it. You have to earn his love. And I think that's what it is. And once you earn it, you have it forever. Forever. And I just think he makes you earn it. I do. And the thing is, I had a conversation, I think, with Jeff, because we're all friends with Jeff, and he has a different perspective on things. But I think that I believe that God is the father figure that can yell at you, that can lambast you, that can punish you. That's what God is. He's the ultimate father. And I believe Jesus was love and your brother and comfort and things like that. But without Jesus, you can't have God. Without God, you can't have Jesus. So in other words, you have to fall between the two, and you have to figure out how am I going to navigate through this entire thing called spirituality, and it's fascinating. It is a fascinating thing. I love, Jack, that you bring up all this stuff and you talk about it, and you talk about it without putting anybody down. You're inquisitive. In other words, what do you think, or what do you think? And that's a nice thing about you, is that you kind of say, let's have a conversation about it. Because a lot of zealots as in people that are Christian, Muslim, Catholic, they're zealots. In other words, if you don't believe what I believe in, then you're wrong. No, it's good to have a conversation about it. That's all I'm trying to say, Jack. Go ahead. Sorry, sir. Yeah, it's just, and it's just the craziest thing ever is that, like I said, Jack, I think my story. Like, I grew up, like, I'm Sicilian, so we were baptized Roman Catholic. So I'm baptized. I went to the Catholic Church, and we were Catholics and all that sort of stuff. Mass and the wafer and drinking the blood of Christ and all this. I'm just saying, like, that was the whole. But it was almost like a show versus like
Hey,
real.
Mike,
What?
right.
Almost like
What are we doing for the future now that we're learning these things?
yeah.
What are we doing for the future? What is it? What are we allowing to change?
So if you ask, in my opinion, is I believe that Christianity is real, and now Catholicism and Christians are saying they're the same thing. Okay, they're saying they're the same thing. Now, I think there's differences because a true Christian doesn't believe in, you could just basically do whatever you want and just say, I'm sorry to some dude behind the shade, confession. True Christians don't believe in confession, but at the same token, we still believe in the same God and the same Jesus. So it's up to you what you want to do. Decipher, like basically break it apart. Like how do you want to view your meaning? But where do we go from here, my friend? I don't know. All I know is that.
Can I
What?
offer?
Please, please.
I don't know what you do or don't know about me. Okay, my number one purpose of encouraging people and trying to share some tips on spirituality and self-development. My number one focus of life is to try and end wars, right?
Mm.
Veterans for Peace. I want to follow the way as a disciple of Christ with faith that God wants wars here on earth to end. And I'm really trying to find a way, seriously, how do we get the people in Congress involved with this idea today?
Jack, what branch do you serve in?
I did 2 voluntary enlistments in the Army.
God bless you, man. Thank you for your service, brother.
It was part of my path. Thank you. I mean, to honor those who serve, we must achieve peace. War is not the answer. Peace is the only way.
Yeah, Jack. If you Google my name, I had an uncle that was an actual general, and then my cousin, he passed away in Iraq. So we put a lot of, like, our family has a lot, and we have Navy in our family, but we have a lot of military. My my other uncle was Army. My cousin was Army. My other uncle was Navy. So thank you for your service, man. Like it's very important to serve. It's very important.
Well,
and anyone out there that listening, I don't care if you're a cook or if you're on the front line.
actually, Mike, please. My message is to the men and women in military. It's time to become conscientious objectors, and let's stop glorifying. I mean, no disrespect, because I honor, as you're pointing to, I do honor the commitment and the choices that men and women have made, but damn it, we got to stop enabling the military-industrial complex by choice.
Yeah, and this is and Jack, the people that served in my family were like basically 60s, 70s, 80s. It wasn't like anything like now, but it was like back in the day where it was like, it was a different military back then. It was.
Hello, Jack. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.
Welcome, Stephen. Welcome, The Machine Lies.
Yeah.
Blessings
But
to
to have an uncle that was a brigadier
Mike,
general.
with all due respect, I think you're detouring the conversation away from the purpose.
That's a big deal. Yeah, that's a big deal to have an uncle that was a general. It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Hey, Mike, maybe is that uncle still around?
He's passed away.
Okay. Well, never mind. Because I don't know if you heard me mention, my goal is to find a way to get in front of Congress.
Yeah.
If you've got any connections to people who might want to help bring some focus into the world, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It's time for, I think it's time for the world to choose that rather than governments and budgets control everyone.
Sure.
How about we support each other, we raise each other up?
Yeah, and Jack, I had two options. When I came out of college, I had two options. And I had an option to go into the military. Of course, having somebody, high up, of course, you're going to get pushed through the system quicker. Military, but I went law enforcement. I went into law enforcement. And I can tell you this. I can tell you this with no doubt, gentlemen. I wish I would have went military. I wish I would have. I wish I would have went military, but I went the other way. And it sucked, bro. It was terrible. Like, it was like, yo, what I get myself into, it's like, oh my God. But I mean, like I said, I moved on to something else. So, yeah. A lot of people that come out of college, or a lot of people that are physically fit, or a lot of people that have connections to the military with their family, they usually will join the military. They'll go into that field. And yes, it is what we call the big boy club. If let me tell you something. If your last name is the same last name, it is what we call the big boy club.
I tried.
Yeah, it is. It is. But like Moose, if your uncle is a general, you're gonna get pushed through quickly. I'm just telling you, they have a lot of pull. They have a lot of pull. But but you have to be competent. Yeah.
Politely, you've been talking for quite a while. I don't know if you noticed there's other people joined the panel.
Go ahead, gentlemen.
Right.
Sorry.
Well, something I've noticed, and from the self-development point, I mean, I took a break yesterday from the focus on trying to end wars to bring in some very successful, I brought in a successful coach and development expert, because that's the field I'm really trying to point to as well. But today, back to the ideas of realize unity.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
We're all sharing this time together. The topic that I'd really, really, really love to discuss, I mentioned this maybe before the guest showed up. Let's brainstorm some ideas. What can I do to find some attention, either online or in my town, Spokane? I'm out of ideas.
Yeah, it seems to me, we're talking about the goal thing, and on a spiritual aspect, you would think the goal would be ascending to God. And yet here I'm listening to this guy placating this popularity contest of the military. It really does suck, Mike. It really does. My apologies.
It's an experience that
I understand that, but if you've turned to God, then wouldn't you popularize God instead of falling back to the popularity of what you used to think? That's my only point.
It is an honest feedback.
Good point, Wizard, and good to see you, and good to see you, Moose, as well. In case I don't want to forget to greet the new guests here that showed up. I want to be polite and respectful. Mike was kind of taking over and rambling, but
I hope to see that continued change in you, King Stephen. I've been going through the same thing over the last year and a half as people have known me on these panels, and I hope people can see the change in my demeanor. That's not the way we come together. So again, to the goal of unity, coming together, we have to get rid of those divisive tactics that we use against each other. Good to see.
Hey, let me jump in here. Sometimes it's hard to get feedback, but for those who are here, I mean, I've mentioned this before. It's my experience. People's beliefs are challenged with me and around me.
Jack, my beliefs were challenged yesterday when you had Trina up here. I'll tell you, she's got broader shoulders than me and bigger hands, but I'm going to take that 50-day success challenge. Are you doing it, Jack? Are you going to do it with me?
I I started it, but I missed yesterday, and I'll get. Yes, I'm doing it. Yes,
All right, we'll touch base, man, because
good.
I just think it's cool. I think it's cool,
It,
man.
dude, it's free. It's free, and these are practical exercises you can use for anything.
You said, yo, Moose, you said her shoulders are bigger than yours.
Mike, hey, Mike, come on, man.
That's funny. It's funny.
Okay, all right.
I'm
Hank,
sorry, Jack. I
salute
should have
to
never
Hank,
said that.
Hank.
I was
Hey,
just,
Hank.
it was an observation.
Mike, you're
No,
being a
no.
bit goofy here. You're kind of, I don't
It
know.
was fun. It was fun.
Hello, Hank. Good to see you.
Hey, King Stephen. Hey, other panelists. And hey, Jack.
Blessings, Hank. Good to see you, brother. I took a
Yeah,
chance.
Hank is the man. Hank is the man. Salute, brother. So what else? Did you if you want to switch topics, up to you gentlemen. With the whole Kamala Harris, did you see who she picked for VP? Did you see that?
I did see it. I don't care.
Oh, wait a minute. I think it should be Jack's decision whether we want to change topic because
Right.
it is his topical thing, right?
I agree.
So let's not try to take over that and dismiss the point that, hey, we're here to speak
Okay.
about God and get to a goal.
Gotcha. All right, gotcha. Are you the super Cali that is like the troll that goes to different channels? Is that the same? Is that you? Is that
Hey,
who you-
Mike.
Yeah, I'm the troll. Yeah, I'm the troll.
God bless.
So let's be honest. This is an all-star troll panel. So every panelist here, including the host, is considered a troll. Very
Amen to
dangerous.
that. Praise God.
I am not. Hey, you know what? Actually, let me roll with this a little bit because that was one of my notes. The ego pride, right? The ego pride and ego insecurity. Those two, insecurity and pride, they're the same coin, right? It's a lack of balance, a lack of. It's a lack. It's a lack. The ego lives by names, by definitions. That's the way the world has taught us. All these beliefs, all these traditions, all these rules that we identify with, we want to let them go.
Yeah.
We don't want to be aligned with the world. We want to be aligned with life. And life is happening now. It's always now.
Definitely.
I like that. It's always now.
Mm-hmm. You have to live. You have to live. Like, remember that term, Jack? Remember that term, "live in the now"? That's like an old adage. Live in the now. Let the past go. Live in the now. That's it.
Mike, can I ask you a question respectfully? Do you have ADHD or something? Do you have are you on the spectrum for something like you,
No,
or are you
I'm not.
on something? You're wired, like you're just kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it'd be better if you just chilled out a bit.
Intelligent. I'm actually intelligent, so I can switch topics.
Well, it's a pattern that I see around me. I notice it as it's a pattern of the ego. The ego wants to show that it knows, and it wants to
Moose, salute.
Hey, blessings.
No, I'm not.
I gotta say, Jack, it is really good to see Wizard here. Out of all the people, Wizard is one of the dudes that I look up to. He shares a lot of wisdom. I know it's the Most High. I know it's God. You give all glory to God. I understand that, brother. But it is good to see you here.
I thought he was pointing at the machine lies.
I did too at first, but Moose.
My bad. Well, you know, Moose. I
I
can't read two and two.
Right.
What's going on here?
I told you. I'm sorry you missed it.
Holy
Oh well,
crap.
let's continue.
Hey,
I knew he
I'll tell
wasn't
you
pointing
what,
at me. I was like, he couldn't be pointing up at me.
The machine lies looks like the coolest hippie I've ever seen in my life. That's a cool ass dude right there, man. Oh crap, man!
There's no Muslim hippies. Come on, man.
You're just chilling like a villain, brother. You're just chilling like a villain.
He is the Muslim hippie, though. He's bong ripping it like Every stream. But Jack, I wasn't trying to get off topic. I was just trying to point out that, man, Wizard and you have had such a history. Me and you have had a history. We've had our ups and downs. But for him to even show up anymore, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
This is awesome. I'm so glad to have you on the panel, Moose, and meet you, and us to like all come together on Talcott Tuesday. This is just fantastic. Is that?
I'll
who is that
hashtag
in
it,
the
brother.
bottom?
I'll hashtag Talcott Tuesday.
Thank you. What's
Super
your-
Cal, you're an a-hole, dude. You're an a-hole.
I think if we were coming together, I'd need a biscuit, though.
Yes.
Yo. Oh, man.
I don't know
Hey.
what's happening, Jack. I'm gonna sit back.
What's happening with the Wizard?
I'm watching chaos be entertained
Oh,
by
crap.
itself.
Well, Hank is here. Hank is here.
No, I'm talking about you and Mike.
Oh,
It's,
me and
it's interesting. It's juvenile,
me.
and it's actually interrupting what.
Oh, I'm
here-
sorry. Go ahead.
Because Moose, I actually want to acknowledge and recognize what you said is true. I see and I admire Keith El Perro Wizard, whatever it is appropriate, right? The man is a mystery. Oh, and that's what we are.
Well,
Everyone's-
real quick here before we go any further, Jack, let me impress upon people. Jack and I have already ended that war between us. Isn't that a start, guys?
But wasn't it a war with yourself, Wizard? Didn't you admit that at one point that you had?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Once
So
I
isn't
won-
that the indication that in order to stop the wars out external from yourself, you have to stop the war in yourself?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I can stand here today and not have any like malice or anger or hate or any jealousy or envy in my heart right now. I sit here with you guys wondering what I'm doing, but also knowing that I'm doing God's work.
Yeah, yeah.
God's work. Yes.
No, that's a good thing. It's basically people can argue, people can not get along, but if you're trying to change it and flip it and bring positivity, more power to you. You know.
Yeah, and Chuck Buddy outlined who watches this shit. Evidently you do, because you're the one that posed the question asking who watches it while you're watching. You dumbass. Come on up.
Now that's interesting too.
Yeah, that
Jack,
guy's
that you
classically
still have
been
haters.
he's classically
that
been a little
watch.
slow. You know, he's a little slow.
I'd like actually Chalk Body to join sometime. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's one. He's
He's
I
scared
said
though.
many.
Get on here.
I've seen many confident people. They come around me, they show insecurities, and then they avoid me.
That's because he's a fucking demon, Jack.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, his head's too fat to fit on here.
That's
No.
what the ego is. The ego is the devil inside. We're here not to entertain the devil inside and the devil around. We're here to spend our time with purpose, with intention.
Yeah.
And the purpose and intention doesn't have to be complicated. We can keep it very simple. My purpose and my intention is to share joy and goodness every moment, wherever I go. Because as long as I offer joy and goodness, I trust the divine allows me to feel joyful and good.
Yeah.
That's how it works. It's
agree.
that simple. So can you imagine how joyful and good people would feel all around the world if the news, rather than sharing the latest tragedies, if the news was declaring ceasefires have been declared, there are renegotiations happening, there are restructurings happening, we're changing our ways. We've realized a few different things. Holy shit.
That would be incredible. There'd be people celebrating that and probably having sex like crazy. And I mean, there'd be wild parties and, you know.
There'd be less crime. There'd be an immediate drop in suicide rates. Very soon, there would be prison
Bang,
reform.
bang.
There would be immediate support and true solutions offered to those in refugee camps, in those experiencing civil unrest. The world is chaos right now.
Absolutely.
I think we're a little
Well, let's-
overpopulated, folks. So if we stop
Well-
people from committing suicide and stop people from dying, then how are we going to underpopulate it?
You're
Well,
not thinking through.
And let's not forget or distract from the concept that just because you end wars and you get rid of that immediate blight on humanity, that other blights on humanity still don't exist. You will still have poverty. You will still have homeless. You will still have those that are in hunger.
Right.
The war is not the end all be all. We still have work to do after that.
You're right.
Let
And
me
I
ask
was
the gentleman this. Let me ask the panel this. For everyone on the panel, do you think the conflict in the Middle East is ever going to end, or will it go on forever?
All
Yeah,
wars
man.
will end. Don't you have faith in Jack's plan?
Can
I don't
you-
get this mic guy.
Well-
I'm sorry.
Mike, actually, this might be a wonderful practice. You haven't asked me anything about my plans or or the words I've been saying, and I'm sitting here in front of you today saying wars can end, that I see a path that we can get the people of the United States Congress involved to join us. It would start with some communications and, some support to help them consider the ideas that are presented. But to be honest, it's pretty simple. I'm pretty confident. My faith in God has been growing, guys. My faith in God is, well, divine, perhaps. I haven't been blessed to experience miracles revealed through me or with me, other than the miracle of each day that I celebrate.
Jack, what is it going to take? What is it going to take for the normal person to basically adapt to this, this flipping the switch, basically? Because it's almost like I feel like the media is indoctrinating like the evil is good and good is bad. And that's my interpretation. And I don't know what it's going to take. It's going to take something divine for us to accept everyone. Just to stop all this hatred and accept each other. What do you think?
Do we
it's gonna
really
take?
gotta accept evil people though? Like people that are corrupt, people that are causing these wars, people that are making the order to drop bombs on children, women in hospitals, and wedding parties. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that there's a righteous justice, and I think that you're not supposed to kill somebody, but there's got to be a way to deal with these people without just being like, okay, we accept that they want to be murderers.
No, Moose, we accept that they exist and that perhaps in their confused minds and bitter hearts, they want those things. They're sick. They're depraved. They're miseducated. They're misguided. We can accept them for who they are. And treat them with the respect of being a being, and we can stop them from continuing this insanity. What is happening on the global stage, in my opinion, and here, to find peace in the world within yourself, seek to align your mind with the highest mind. And in the highest mind, all that is happening is temporary. So why worry? But when you see the world for what it is, God has allowed mankind to suffer because of our choices, our lack of willingness to trust, our lack of willingness to cooperate, our lack of willingness to honor God, honor love. Everyone's been fighting over traditions and interpretations and selfishness and greed. Love overcomes all of our lacks. I mean, and here, the topic, just real quick, to realize your own unity with the divine, bring your mind and heart together in the present and rest. Rest in who you are. And then from a place of peace, build up in your mind and your spirit all the gratitude you can find. Then you're at a place of love.
Jack, I got a lot of gratitude for you, and I just want to say it's extremely disrespectful that the likes of OTW News, I think it's very just wrong and unnecessary. And I just
Sean,
wanted
get
to
the
call
fuck
him out
out.
for
Get
his
out of here,
unnecessary
dude.
behavior.
You're annoying, bro. You came up here just to be an annoyance. Get out of here. You're doing the same thing OTW and Lou does every single time you come here. You want attention, go start your
Yeah.
stream up. Maybe you'll have 2 or 3 people watching.
Yeah.
Don't bring that shit.
Yeah, I got.
Yeah.
We have that in common. We knew that in common. You're right.
Yeah, except the
You know, I
thing
think
is when
Moose
I
made
start a
a
stream,
a lot
20
of
people
great
or 30
points.
come.
But Moose, were you assuming that these wars, the bombs, and everything that's ordered the destruction, were you assuming the gender, and were you assuming that it's humans? What if it's aliens or AI or some kind of demonic creatures rather than people causing these wars? And are you
You are
sure that
right,
it's
man.
people?
It could be the fucking demons, and I did assume the genders. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Demonic creatures, things like that. I mean, like we're talking about wars with humans. I'm not sure exactly if you're talking about supernatural stuff.
You're a
Or I'm not
Christian,
exactly
right?
sure.
Aren't you, Mike? Aren't you somebody that believes
Yeah, I'm
in
a
the
Christian. Yes.
well,
Yes.
Christianity is supernatural with the principalities and the evil forces. I mean, it involves demons in
So do
Christianity.
you
So,
believe? No,
You
let
don't
me ask you a
think there's
question. Do you
demonic
believe?
forces?
Let me ask you a
Wait,
question.
let's ask Jack
Well,
first if he
I'm just
believes
going to
in
ask a question.
demons.
Do you believe Jesus Christ is your Savior? Do you believe that Jesus Christ is your Savior?
I'm talking about demons, not Jesus.
I'm
Unless you're
asking you a
saying
question.
Jesus
I'm
is
just
a
asking you a
demon.
straight question. Do you believe
Well,
Jesus Christ is your Savior?
I was born a Christian, but I wandered away, and I'm trying to bring myself back to Christianity. But the thing is,
you say you are.
no. What do you mean? You don't believe me, Jack? You don't have faith in me?
So what? So no. What made you, Jack Walker? So what made you leave your faith? What was it? Something in your life? Was it like a
Well,
life experience?
I'm not trying to be rude, but people like you, Mike, like people that just yap all the time and they don't really say anything that's meaningful or deep, and they just want to hear themselves talk. That type of Christian or that type of
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? I'm
I
asking
had
you what
family
made
like
you
that.
leave your faith? What made
I
you
had
leave your
family.
faith?
That's what I'm saying. There's churches
But
and family like that. And
hey,
Well,
Stephen,
this is a panel. This is a panel. You
yes,
can ask
Jack.
people
Mike,
questions. You can ask me
Mike,
any. You
Mike,
can ask me
Mike,
any question you want, and I'll
Mike,
answer it.
Mike, you
Mike.
don't stop talking long enough for questions to come out, dude. Um, hey, Stephen, but I want you to see, Mike, what he's saying, I can understand that reason. It was the people I saw at church that pushed me away from religion too. I judged the me. I judged, but hey, Stephen, on the other side of that, Mike is actually doing a great job demonstrating for me an effort to try and understand someone. That's
But he's
something
also
I've
dodging
myself.
the thing about demons running this realm. He's dodging that demons have an influence over world leaders and militaries and wars, and Mike is kind of dodging that by saying he
I
took
think he's
what I said, he just turned it
Okay,
to Jesus and are you a Christian? He didn't answer.
well, he's
Jack, do you
I think
believe
he's
in
trying to
demons?
understand your perspective. I mean, I often do that when people ask questions. I'd like to know where are we going with this? What are you saying?
Well,
Well,
I'd like to
Stephen
put the
believes in the
question to the panel.
supernatural.
Do you think there's demonic influences in this realm like it states in the Bible?
There are many experiences. I've heard firsthand testimonies of, I've shared this often. I'm not sure why maybe you haven't heard, but my experience, I haven't personally experienced it, but I've heard enough firsthand testimonies of demonic and angelic forces to trust the words in the Bible actually have some importance regarding the spiritual essence of life. And I heard a beautiful someone's testimony earlier today. A woman discovered that she does have connections and an ability to connect to spirits, but in her youth, her ability attracted, and because of her life environment and the lack of understanding she had, she attracted a lot of dark and demonic forces into her experience. It scared her away from her talents, her uniqueness. And her testimony was that when she started focusing more on growing her connection to the light, the lesson she received is that those dark spirits that she battled were to strengthen her, right? And eventually she learned that she didn't have to call in Jesus or Yeshua. She didn't have to call in the angels to save her. She had the strength because she aligned herself with the fullness of the light. And I trust there are people dealing with unseen, unrecognized demons, bitterness, anger, hate, all these things they attract, and they become these energies and spirits that possess us. But the way over that is you just acknowledge, I no longer allow, I no longer invite, I will no longer serve and sustain any darkness that draws to me. I am the light.
And may I, Jack, because that correlates to the scriptures. You know, I was thinking when you mentioned about, is Jesus your savior? Even the Christian scriptures, I don't know how you guys don't get this. If you're truly Christians and you believe in that scripture, how come you don't know it? I'm the one that's not telling you I'm not a Christian, I'm not a Catholic, I'm not any of those things you portray, and yet I'm the one that knows the scripture to point these things out. And it says in Romans 2, 12 through 14, for as many as have sinned without law shall also perish without law. And as many have sinned in the law shall be judged by the law. For not the hearers of the law are just before God, but the doers of the law shall be justified. For when the Gentiles, which have not the law, do by nature the things contained in the law, these having not the law are a law unto themselves. So again, it's the Old Testament that brings in confirmation as the establishment of the scriptures that says you could be saved by your actions. And it outlined those actions. And then Jesus came. So even without Jesus, you are still saved. Isaiah 43:1, I fear not, for I have been redeemed.
Dude, calm down.
He has called me by thy name. I am his.
Okay.
Nobody can deny that. If I'm already his, he's already redeemed me, then why do I need Jesus?
Exactly. I want to respond to King Stephen's inquiry about your demons.
Thank you, Hank.
I want to make this quite clear.
Are you talking about the semen demon?
Let me answer the question. Yeah, I do believe in demons, but I do not believe they're supernatural per se, because the way I define supernatural is that a superset over the natural. So if they do interact with us, they will be technically natural by my model. So I just want to make this clear.
So you're not calling Wizard a demon then?
But I wouldn't. Well, that's a different question. I'll just say the way I use the demon wouldn't be supernatural if they do interact with us. So.
But Wizard, I don't
Well, one
understand
step
how you
closer to
can
having
preach
the
the
cow now.
Bible or the gospel and you're not Christian. I'm confused by that. You said you're not Christian.
I'm not preaching the Bible. I'm correlating it to how I use it in the experience, my firsthand experiences, and using it metaphorically to come out with good outcomes. If you want to be a good Christian, you have to act like a good Christian to get good outcomes. That's the same across the board. If that's the same across the board. If you want to be a good man to another man, you have to be a good man. It doesn't matter your religion.
Correct. And that's what that's pointing at. I heard an interesting, allegedly in some of the Essene teachings that were put together. I am of the belief, and there's others who think Jesus came from the Essenes, and that the point is, one of the interpretations was that the original words in the beginning was the law. The law was with God. And it could be said that the Son, when he fulfilled the prophecy, he fulfilled the law. Law and word could make sense together. But here's the twist on that. In this context that it was being presented, the law being God's law, it is the law of one. the law of unity, the law of wholeness, the law of perfection, the law of service to others.
Yeah. Jack, one question I want to ask you. I want to ask you on your opinion on this. Do you think that the Antichrist is born on Earth right now?
I've suggested that the Antichrist could be defined as the beast, the ego, what many psychologists identify as the ego, right? It is us. We are the Antichrist. Now there's single pieces, single individuals who have risen to power. I'd rather, here's my prayer, is that God will allow the prophecy to be fulfilled, that the return will have a come to Jesus moment around the world. There will be a realization, holy shit, all these wars and all these worries, these are for nothing, man. I get to live. There will be a come to Jesus moment, an awakening. The truth will no longer be hidden nor denied, and we'll have a day of judgment. The judgment will be from God, where two or more come together. We'll discern. It won't be a judge sitting in a fucking robe or some obedient jurors being told what to do. We'll bring justice to the world. And here's the point. My prayer is that God is using us. I'm devoted to this purpose, a restoration and a realization of the love and the Christ that is here. If we're the return of Christ, we will end the wars, and as we're cleaning up and doing the reform, we can put all the pieces together of what the past really shows and what the signs and prophecies really meant. But right now, there's unnecessary suffering. From my human perspective, there is a lot of unnecessary suffering and true evil that's being perpetrated by people. I'll give them the benefit, they don't know better yet.
Yeah.
Could it be demons, though, instead of people doing this evil? Could it possibly be demons?
It could be, and it still makes no difference. Those who are not in the action, suffering or perpetrating, those of us who know that this is happening, it's time for us to find a way to end it. Seriously,
Jack,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Jack, in your entire life, okay, we're probably about the same age. You know, I'm almost 50 years old. I'm not sure how old you are. You're probably younger than me, but you know, have you ever seen more debauchery, evil, and Satanism in the media than you've ever seen in your life right now?
I thought he was going to say at my parties. I was like, what? Dude.
Well, there's also never been so much media as ever before, which makes me think it's not an accident. that maybe media just brings along with it people's unneeded baggage, right? And then, you know, we all get ameliorated in the mess.
It makes perfect sense. As the communication involved and the studies of the human mind evolved, they knew the power of propaganda, right? So get that get that box, that receiver in everyone's home, right? That was the whole focus, I think, on the development of a lot of this stuff. And then once the idiot box made it into everyone's living room, well, shit, it's commercials. And then you got to get the children, so they're lifelong customers. Holy shit!
You know what the funny thing was? We bought when they first came out with the cable subscriptions, they're supposed to be commercial free. Then they just changed their mind. It's just
I hate those shitty big pharma ads, though. Don't you? You hate the big pharma ads on TV, pushing all the big pharma crap.
Yeah, Moose is typing, not me.
What? You know what I mean, Hank?
Yes, like the news always comes with pharma ads because it makes you sad. And how ironic.
Hank, do you think it's possible that Netanyahu is the living embodiment of the Antichrist? Could that be a possibility?
No, Jack just said it's all of us put together. We had to
You think it's the egoic then, or you're with Jack on that? On that view?
It's more plausible than it just being Netanyahu.
Yeah. I had a dream the other night, and I just want to see what you've done with thing. I had a dream the night. I don't really usually dream that much. I had a dream
Kinda
like
gets
back
into
in my childhood. Remember having to go and knock on someone's door and ask them to go hang out. No cell phones, no internet. Like it was human communication. Like we had to communicate with each other, and we had a bond with each other, and we had camaraderie, and we had friends, we had our little groups. You know, we were human beings.
But we're in the now.
it's
We
like,
can't live on nostalgia, right? We're in the now here. You got to pay attention to the message of the show, what
what
Jack's
I'm
trying to
trying to say
do in the
is,
now.
well, what I'm trying to say
Can't
is that
look in
back then we were
childhood.
more human. Now we're more synthetic. We're synthetic. We're like the Matrix. We're synthetic. You
There's a
know, but
baby
back in the
crying.
day, you had to actually have human conversations, human interaction with people, and you learn from each other. You know, it just seems like with I believe social media, which we're on right now, is a gift to conversate with each other because we would never know each other. But it's also the biggest evil I've ever seen because people
Yeah.
will indoctrinate it and weaponize it.
A lot of
What do you gentlemen
agents of chaos, a lot of liars,
Yeah.
a lot of deceivers, manipulators. It's a time we live in an information age. This is like it is prophetic. I mean, there was the water flood and the rainbow, the covenant. There would be no other floods, but times repeat. This is the time that was just like Noah. People are going along with their lives, not knowing what's going on, but there is a flood. There's a flood of information. There's a flood of lies.
We should
There's
build
a
an ark.
well,
Question for you, Jack. What about if like the EMP were to hit and the media
Oh,
was to go
shit.
down? Don't you think that could actually be a benefit for society?
Oh,
not with the current value system. It's not. If with the current value system, with everyone divided and competing with each other, we'd head to a dystopia pretty quick. But then again, there are a lot of people who are awakening and building more conscious communities already. I don't know. But honestly, what you're saying, there's science that's pointing to that's there's patterns in geology and in the world that the world has gone through catastrophic cycles related to the energies of the sun, and we're on the timeline where this could happen pretty quickly, and something happening with the sun would be very in line with the things that were prophesized. But this is another reason I want to get in front of Congress. Regardless of what might or might not happen in the future, what's happening today needs to change. And if in fact mankind may face some dramatic worldwide climate happening, we've got to find better ways of living together.
that's almost what Reagan said, that if the aliens came, we would unite. He was talking to Gorbachev saying that, you know, if the aliens invaded, we'd be forced to give up these wars and competition. Right?
This is a funny pattern that I think God has allowed me to see. The visible darkness has been leading the way. Even the devil reveals the truth. They were speaking the truth, but the governance with Reagan and all of the past, it was all a fear-based. That is the evil type of, right? But
yeah, that's why it's interesting to note that the whole code word for the whole alien agenda is really world government, where the whole thing is about technology and the whole economic change that's coming with the environmentalism. You know, they're really pushing towards a global movement. So really what it is that, you know, the merger of these two paradigms, producer and consumer, mainly through social media and the communications technology, you know, brings us to this idea where the producer paradigm is based on the technological enterprise that we're engaged in, and then the economic side is based on capitalism, where we're all made to be consumers, and we can transform
You're not
that.
addressing the alien question. The machine lies. So, pardon me for jumping in, but you're dodging the alien question, the alien part.
Yeah, I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, mainly what I was trying to address is that the producer and the consumer paradigm, we can transform that into a positive one and take ownership of our own, what we produce and take responsibility for it. If we could get off of the social media and make that, interaction more based off of tangible things instead of surrogate activities and artificial needs.
You're losing me a bit on that. Sorry, man. But what about the alien aspect of all this?
There is no alien.
Yeah,
that
people have
Chuck?
mixed feelings about the aliens.
You don't think
Oh.
you don't think aliens are real? You don't think they're real?
Here, we will know. Actually, I lean to the fact there's a lot of evidence pointing to many, many mysteries in this life. So the thing that keeps us ignorant and divided is our closed minds. My life, I haven't directly experienced, but we live in in an age of technology. There's printed books, there's movies, documentaries, there's a lot of firsthand testimonies, and this world we live in, this is God's realm or Satan's realm. We get to choose. Who are we going to serve? Each moment, each day, are we pure and true? Or do we believe in the illusions and the fears?
There's that old Van Halen song, "Running with the Devil," back in the 80s.
There's two theories. There's theories that are there aliens that God created, or are they fallen angels? So there's all these different theories. Like I said, I'm not
the same
saying
theory. God created both. It's the same theory.
Yep.
God created
The fallen
beings.
angels have sex with the aliens. That's what happened. And then the giants were born.
The Anunnaki, basically the giants. Yeah.
Here's something. We will know a lot more when we collectively stop allowing wealth and authority to make the rules. I don't know. I mean, we're talking about some of the history, and for those who know the discoveries of Göbekli Tepe, if I'm saying it right, civilizations from 13,000 years ago that have sculptures and leaving behind evidence of very advanced knowledge. And as I understand, representatives of the World Economic Forum have taken over the research there, and they put it all on hold. So we've got these wealthy people, whether it's all of these different organizations.
They're not all bad, though. I'm wealthy.
Yep.
I'm talking about the ones who are actually doing things in the world. Stephen.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
And Jen, that's a funny thing, because they're saying that, and they, as in the scientists, I don't know if you gentlemen know this, but they're saying that the pyramids, the top of the pyramids were wrapped in gold, which was a transistor, sending off radio waves.
Well, they're saying, but where's the proof?
There's Chuck, go look for the proof. It's there. Okay.
Chuck, you're being difficult.
This is the point that I'm at. I mean, yes, there's a lot of theories and signs that point to some of these ancient histories, ancient civilizations. Even in our modern time of history, we had Tesla and all of these other amazing minds that are creating free energy devices. But at the time, we were living just like now in a world where profits were the only thing that matters. But here, I trust we are the solution for the world. We are the salvation. We are the ones who God has created to be here on earth at this time to solve the problems. And the problems of the world are just like the Bible says. People suffer due to a lack of knowing. People limit their knowing by thinking all these answers for themselves. The world is confused, and the masses have become misled because secrets are legal and lies have been profitable.
Yeah.
Are you not thinking in the same regard?
Pardon, Chuck?
I said, are you not thinking in the same regard?
That question doesn't make sense. Can you help me understand you?
That you have the answers.
I just shared the answers, Chuck. I mean, if you take the inversion of what I said, if the problem is that secrets have been legal and lies have been profitable, well, that means the solution is we stop enabling the liars and we disclose the secrets. We rewrite the rules. We no longer allow authority and wealth to rule the world. We give it over to God and we follow what is true with love.
And to correlate this with the to correlate this with the legal and lawful system, it goes to the aspect that if you think that's your government, yet they're keeping secrets from you, then it really is it your government? No, it's not.
They're not. I don't treat them as a government.
Exactly.
At all.
If it was your government and they know that, then they would teach you everything about that government, how it runs and everything. Of course, you should know this first. That you should be taught this from your parents and not a public education system.
As a wealthy man of means, I stand against these rich fucking bastards, these evil bastards. I don't like evil.
Well, Stephen.
Yeah. So the best term is, and when I was growing up, my dad would always say the masses are asses. In other words, people just follow the sheep, the herd. You know. So it takes free thinkers
or jackasses.
No, the masses are asses. In other words, it takes
the masses
free
are asses.
Yeah, the masses are asses.
This anybody is before OnlyFans and stuff
is
like
Chuck
that.
mocking because Chuck has a jackass as his avatar? So what is Chuck doing here? Is he being cheeky? What is that avatar about?
Everybody here is
in other words,
if
you follow what everyone's saying, you're more. You have to be a free thinker. You have to be able to form your own opinion.
Please, Mike. Chuck, could you answer? What's the avatar of a jackass? Are you being mocking or what? What is it? Are you just being difficult today?
No, it's something that somebody gave me as opposed to my other avatar. So, in order to appease them, I ran with it.
That don't make sense, though.
That don't make sense, Chuck.
No, I think it does. It looks like Eeyore. Chuck's got a bit of an Eeyore energy to him.
Oh, okay. Now I sort of understand.
I'm the one calling for the end of the world. I'm sorry.
He sounds a bit like Eeyore.
That's irrelevant, Chuck. Yeah, he does.
Did somebody call you Eeyore, Chuck? Is that what happened? It's a true story?
I think I lost my tail. I think I lost my tail. Does that make you happy, Stephen?
Yes, Chuck, that did. It really did. Thank you. Thank you. That was good.
Oh, my goodness. Stephen, what a ball buster you are.
Oh, my goodness. Me? What? Not at all.
No, but,
I'm trying to bond with Chuck.
Yeah, good luck with that. But the whole thing is that, the morality, it's like looking at the world right now with everything going on all over the world, like the migrant crises and riots and the crazy weather and the global warming.
Let's focus on one thing, though. War, please. Like you're going all over the place, all over in all directions.
But in your lifetime, now hold on, let me finish. In your lifetime, have you ever seen something more crazy than what's going on right now? Like it's stuff all over the place.
You can't tackle 50 things at one time, though. You're all over the place.
Well, how about this? You're right, Mike. So now the future is up to us. Okay? And I'm suggesting that it doesn't have to be me, but I'd sure like some support and some brainstorming and help to help me get in front of Congress. Because all of these refugee problems, whether it's South America or East Asia or wherever it is, it seems America's got a big hand involved. And yes, the government that keeps secrets from its citizens is an enemy to freedom. It's kind of clear and obvious. They keep secrets, paying paying civilians or paying citizens, people like us, are being employed to brainwash all of us, to mislead all of us. And they're doing it. Their families probably have an idea of what they're doing. Maybe they don't, but holy shit. Guys, these people in the American government, they're as nuts as the masses are. I mean, the masses are putting them there.
It's called enemy. It's called enemy of the state. So in other words, you're a government worker, but you're an enemy of the state. So in other words, it takes people
You're
in
calling
the know.
postal workers enemies of the state. Is that what you're saying, Mike?
Yep.
What I'm trying
to say is, hold on real quick. Let me finish. People that work for the government that are civilians can turn on and expose things that are going on that are bad. It's called enemy of the state.
Did you know, Mike? Did you know that Jack used to work for the Postal Service, sir?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, Jack used to work for the Postal Service.
Who's
Mike,
Jack?
you're insulting Jack beside you. In case you forgot. Do you know where you are right now, Mike?
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Anything else you want to add?
With what Mike was trying to say, this is what I'd like to encourage too. There's many other people, like regardless of what you think of the names, there's many other groups and organizations that are working to bring the corruption into justice. They're working to have disclosure of a lot of the deep state and the corrupt stuff that's been happening under the choice to ignore. All these government officials want to play along and pretend you don't have a right to know. Oh, okay, I guess I'll go back and just pretend to be stupid. Meanwhile, there's corruption, right? There's serious threats raising up, serious darkness and corruption and evil. I have faith because I'm inspired to take action for solutions. A world without wars and debts is waiting to be created. If we can
that's
unite,
perfectly said. Oh, sorry.
The solution is we unite and we find a way. We join together, calling people who we know, people who we don't know, and say, hey, it's time for some change immediately. Because
that's perfect.
Where I was here, just real brief, and I'm sorry, the point I did want to point to is these people in the United States government, whether we associate ourselves with them or not, they represent us towards the rest of the world. If we want a safer homeland, we need to do a better job of how our nation treats the other nations. They're our neighbors. And due to the fucking selfishness, all these games of sanctions, these bankers taking over the nations and the resources of some of these other nations, developing nations, they are being enslaved and imprisoned, and their life conditions, they deserve better.
Question for you, Jack. Is there any possibility that you would think it's beneficial to ask everybody on the panel each for an idea on how we can achieve peace or move towards peace? Because somebody might have an idea. I don't have the best ideas, so I'm looking for those ideas.
Well, I think that hashtag Talcott Tuesday is a start in the right direction to get the information out there and get attention. Marketing is part of this. Marketing.
But we need a woman for Talcott Tuesday, and we don't have any.
Yeah, so if you want to be serious, about the subject,
Luke,
and
you're
that's a
saying
great
no
point.
women are on the panel?
Jack, that's a great point. And the thing is, I think that there's strength in numbers, and I think it takes a collective group of people to go before either Congress or go before your state senator or whatever like that. But there's strength in numbers, and I think that we need to come together instead of clowning each other, because it seems like everyone's just like trying to make fun of each other. But if we want to get something done, we need to come together as a collective group and go for it, as a bunch of men or women, and go for it. But we have to be on the same page. We have to have the same objective when we go in, but
First Corinthians 12. 1 Corinthians 12. Again, I urge, I spoke on this the other day, Jack. Everybody's got their own talents. Some people have one talent. Some people have 3 or 4 talents. And when all those people get together collectively expressing all of those talents, they're able to accomplish a much more dutiful task that is at hand. It's not one man that can do this by themselves. So it is a collective. But that collective can't be of a bunch of people that all do the exact same thing.
Absolutely.
You got it, bro. You have to be the same. You have to be on the same page, and you have to all work together to get the same common goal. And I think that there is such strength in numbers. There is nothing better than seeing a bunch of people come together and have the same goal and the same outlook. I mean, it's just amazing. I mean, you feel comfortable. Yeah, go ahead.
This is actually what thank you. This is actually what I kind of suspect is God's message, right? There's a lot of people who are discovering the spiritual side of life. You inviting the Spirit of Christ to walk with them, and they're walking more with love. I have a theory that God gave us the example 2,000 years ago, the perfected one. Alone, we are not him. Alone, we are not perfect. But when we unite together with honesty, with compassion, with care, bringing in the various perspectives, we can help each other perhaps achieve greater perfections, right? Because love is what is perfect. When you're filled with love, when you have no lack, when you're whole, whether you're alone or with another, if you're filled with love, you need nothing. And isn't that perfect?
Yes.
Jack, the army of God can never be defeated. Ever.
We are rising. And actually, brother, the army of God has already won. The light has already prevailed. Mankind is just going through the remembering, the realization. Hey, consciousness. I heard it pointed out that consciousness reveals itself through the creation, right? An author, a songwriter, an artist, whatever they're creating is going to reveal their inner consciousness, right? So consciousness is revealed through the creation. Consciousness is realized through experience. We don't know what we know until we experience the knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't Veterans for Peace participated in over 60 peace delegations, peace conferences since they were formed?
What?
Veterans for Peace has participated in at least 60 peace delegations to other countries to try to achieve this.
Okay. Eeyore.
This is this is how God gets you, right? So this is how God gets you to truly believe and truly submit. So God will let you go through all these hardships, right? And you're crusading, you're going after, and at the last minute, He steps in and He saves you, and He talks to you, but He waits to the right time to step in. He has to let you make your own decisions. If God held your hand the whole time, you're never going to learn. You're never going to learn.
Are you saying we have to suffer to learn and struggle and fall down and scrape our knees and smash our skull?
Yes.
Okay.
God doesn't make it easy. He makes it hard for you to learn. At the last moment, when you're at your lowest, God will step in and He will save you because you've earned because you've
Mike,
earned the right for his salvation. What do you think?
well, Mike, yes and no. I love where you took that, but you reminded me of something. Earning salvation. This is something that's been taught. We've got to earn a living. We've got to earn a life. We've got to earn salvation. Through God and grace, all things have already been given. So what you're saying though is true. We've got to hit a point where it's like self-destruction or turn to God. I myself, I was blessed, and so I know this is possible. I was a high bottom drunk. By God's grace, I didn't kill someone. I didn't end up in the street. I was a functioning alcoholic. But we can surrender as soon as we get the idea, as soon as we get the inspiration, as soon as we realize that life is better when I change, when I become one with the divine intentionally, because I'm telling you what, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. All the rest will work itself out.
That's it. That's it. And Jack, God knows exactly when to step in. He may make you wait 10 years. He may make you wait 10 days. He knows exactly when to step in.
I've been learning to
grab
trust
you
him.
and pull you out, you know, and that's his divine grace. And you know, I don't lie about it. I mean, many years ago, I had a problem with alcohol. I got divorced, you know, and I was so depressed, you know, and he pulled me out of it. He pulled me out of it, and I'm doing great, you know. But it,
Mike,
go ahead.
Mike, are you part of hashtag Talcott Tuesday though? Are you participating? Are you bringing offerings for that, or what do you have to offer here?
So what did you say? What did you say?
Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, we're calling God and Jesus. So what are you talking about? You talking about titties?
Right.
No, I'm talking about what's been going on today with the movement in the chat room and what people have brought here.
I don't look at the chat. The chat has a bunch of
People
ridiculous trolls. I don't pay attention to that. We're having a good
You're saying the
conversation.
chat is ridiculous trolls. You have issues with the people.
Well,
I
Stephen,
don't worry about that. We were just talking about Jesus
right.
Christ and God. That's what we were just talking about. So you're talking about titties. Why would you even bring that up? Oh, let me ask you, are you like 15, 16 years old? Are you like a teenager? Are you that dense in the head?
No,
We're talking
Mike.
about Jesus Christ and God. We're not talking about titties.
Mike,
selfish is what it is.
Mike,
why are you so juvenile? Why are you so juvenile? Why?
Hashtag Talcott Tuesday is not juvenile at all.
It's not juvenile.
It is not juvenile. It's a marketing
case that it's not juvenile. Please, I want to entertain this lack of logic.
To hear my case?
Anyway, but Jack, the whole thing, Jack, is that
let me answer, Mike. You're interrupting.
I turn to God, you know, to help me with my
Mike.
Bro, stop. Just stop, Mike. Bro. You're a troll. Just stop.
Mike,
stop. You have a big head?
Here,
Mike.
You're both kind of mirroring each other in similar.
No,
but
I'm trying to answer Jack's question.
Yes, Stephen.
I'm actually having a good conversation. We're talking about God and Jesus. We're talking about titties. I'm not sure why.
Interrupting me quite often.
I see the mirroring that you're referring to, Jack, for sure.
No, not at all.
Yes,
I'm trying to answer. I was asked a question and I'm trying to answer it. I would like to prove my case here.
I'm getting a little uncomfortable in here.
Yeah, I know. It's a little silly. But anyway.
Hashtag Talcott Tuesday is not silly or juvenile. It's not stupid. It's a marketing tool. It's already taking off here in the chat room for those that haven't been paying attention to what's actually going on. It's growing bigger than the chat room, and it's growing on other channels already. People are talking about this, and it's drawing attention to Jack's channel, which was what Jack wants. He wants more subscribers and more people to hear his message. Now, God works in mysterious ways. So if you can bring more people here, I don't think you can, Mike. I brought a lot of people here, Mike.
That's right.
Let him finish, Mike. Let him finish.
let me
Whose
finish.
titties you
I
talking
brought
about? Yo, shut the fuck up, dude. So whose
you shut
titties
the
you
fuck
talking about?
up.
Hey,
I brought a
Who are
lot
you
of
talking
people
about?
here. Don't be so
Hey,
rude.
wait a minute. Yeah, this isn't your panel, dude.
Stefan, are you a
Right.
gay?
Mike,
put your sausage back in your pants. Come on now.
Mike, I interrupted this because both you and Steven have not really been paying attention to me.
I have been, Jack. I'm trying to help
No,
here.
Steven, remember where I interrupted was you wanted to go back and present the case by my silly suggestion to try and convince that Talcott is somehow important or not juvenile and somehow relevant. I find it juvenile. I'm unconvinced by the case you presented. I find it juvenile. I found it to be an interruption from the spiritual message and discussion that Mike was having. So I understand his reaction as
Mike
well.
kept interrupting me. He wouldn't calm his tits. He just kept interrupting.
I didn't ask. Thank you, Stephen. Holy cows, man.
You're welcome. I'm just passionate about this.
He's just here to interrupt the stream. That's all.
Well,
it is. He's just
let's
here to
not
interrupt.
make assumptions and accusations. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Chris.
Really?
Chris, salute,
Hello,
Chris.
Chris.
Salute. How you doing, man? How you doing?
What's
What you
going
got?
on,
What you
Chris?
got?
You wearing an army helmet tonight?
Yeah. You guys like it?
I think it's dope, dude. I think it's pretty cool.
Chris,
I've been on panel with Chris. Chris is cool. Yeah, Chris is cool, man. Chris is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I call it being prepared.
Pretty fashionable, right?
Jack, I just have one question for you. I understand that like some things may sound juvenile, some things may not make sense, but the real thing that you want to do is you want to get in front of the people that are going to change the world. You want to change the world, and you need more people to do it. So I think the ends justify the means. If people are going to help you, even in their silly ways, maybe that's the only way they can help you.
And I think it's genius.
And that's possible, but I've been really evaluating. You know, many people say they're helping me by calling me names, calling me a liar.
Bro, you guys
I didn't call you a liar, Jack. I just want to be clear.
I know you didn't, but well, I trust you.
Can I just explain for a second?
I think I'm better off without these people who are lying to themselves and me, Stephen.
Jack, can I just say that a beautiful woman coined the term? I didn't even come up with it. I didn't even come up with this campaign.
I randomly found you guys or whatever.
Listen, I do take this Titty Cock Tuesday seriously. I do think that this will make a difference. It will make a difference, and I think it will make a splash, and I think that's what's needed. You have to make an impact. And this is reaching minds here.
Stephen, you've never followed through with the last lies of effort you claim to offer.
I'm following through right now. If you look at the chat room,
no,
I'm wave being made.
A huge wave being made. Any progress towards anything real? Nope. Subscribers not going up. It's still dropped after the recent crap.
Hey, Jack, have you ever been
on
the
Jeff said it's marketing genius. So I
know what?
Debauchery is not marketing genius.
It's not debauchery, Chuck.
Would you please?
Yes, it is. Yes,
no,
it is.
Chuck, it is not.
Were you trying to jump in there, Chris?
Yeah, I was asking Jack, have you ever been on the radio, like as a DJ?
No.
You look like you should be on the radio. You'd be like, welcome back. This is 96.7 K-Cal Rocks. We're coming in, this morning. We got,
Lord.
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. You get some good energy in here, Jack. That's what you need, brother.
Well,
Chris, he's got like two, he's got like two boys. He's like doing on two sides. He's like scratching.
Dude, like no, he's got a voice for it. He's got a voice for it.
Well, I'm
trying to start a radio station, bro. You know what I mean?
Can you let Jack speak, please?
If you know anyone who would have me on their station, their platform, I'm hoping to get this voice in front of Congress on the mainstream media. I'd like to be heard at the UN, wherever I can be heard, honestly, because it's time for our world to change.
Yeah.
if you can't make a change locally, you can't make a change nationally.
You're so
So what is
negative.
your point, Chuck?
Oh,
What are you saying, Chuck?
Negative, Chuck.
Right.
Pessimist.
Are you inferring that I've changed nothing? Is that the case you want to imply, Chuck?
I did not
Again,
say that.
then please explain. Please answer for yourself. What were you saying by that?
If you cannot get the locality to stand behind you in unison, then nationally it's not going to happen.
Okay. So what is your point, Chuck? Was that for me or for the viewers? Was that for you to hear? What's your point, Chuck?
I think Chuck was advocating you pull a Kamala Harris or something.
I want to hear Chuck answer for himself because here's what I know. He says things without thinking them through. And Chuck
What
is
makes you think I don't think? God provides me the ability to think.
Right.
Is that Rob Zombie, bro?
Chuck, you're not thinking things through. You've ignored my words over and over and over, Chuck. So again, since you don't like my explanations and you won't explain yourself, let's make some presumptions. What Chuck was saying about you can't change the world if you can't change your community. Let's go back to my earlier request. Is anyone here present with me now willing to help me brainstorm ideas? How can I get
100%.
attention
I'm
in
on board.
Because I want to show Chuck that, yeah, he's right. And as soon as I get some support in Spokane, things will dramatically change. So, Chuck, rather than you complaining and focusing on the problems, let's change directions today.
Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up, bro?
What's up?
No,
What's
you're
up?
laughing. What's so funny, dog? You're laughing up there and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just funny. It's just like.
Is this funny? Is this funny?
I'm trying to be serious. So,
well, interrupting and deflecting from what I was just asking didn't really help, Chris. Okay.
My bad. Folks.
Well, I mean, all due respect, our world is going to change when people grow the fuck up.
Real.
Start paying attention to what's going on and what they're doing. Okay, so Chuck, I'll ask the whole panel again, but Chuck specifically, what do you suggest? What are the ideas you have for me to change my situation here in Spokane?
Have you tried reaching out? You keep talking about you have problems with these organizations, such as Veterans for Peace, because they won't listen to you. What makes you think,
solution, Chuck? What is the solution? What is the idea moving forward? What do you think?
Maybe follow along with what their plan of attack is.
Has that been working for me?
What makes their plan of attack?
Chuck, do you think I have not been supportive of what the local chapter is doing when I just said that I just before this stream went to an event our local chapter put together commemorating the dropping of the atomic bombs on Hiroshima? See, Chuck, you don't actually pay attention and you've been real insulting and unhelpful towards me. So today's a new day. Let's move off of Chuck. Does anyone else have any ideas on what I might be able to do?
I mean, I think the biggest way to get results is maybe I don't know if you have a news outlet. Maybe you can put pressure on your congressman or congresswoman.
I've tried all of those things on my own. Yeah. And again, here's something I think is different. In the time of Jesus, the messenger did it all. In these times, I think the message is people are supposed to unite. I don't know what to do to convince people to join me in my adventure. You're all welcome. But if you want me to do everything on my own, I can shut down the stream and go brainstorm myself.
Yeah.
We need more solutions, not problems.
Okay, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. I want to offer my help. What is it you want me to do?
Well, I've said what I want. Chuck wants to make the case that I've got no chance of getting before Congress if I can't even change any minds in my hometown. So
Okay,
let's
I mean,
play with it. He's
all right.
right. I asked earlier, how
What
do
can I
get
realistically
offer?
do? That's what I'm asking,
get
really. Is
offer?
like, because
Okay,
I'm in
so
Canada,
like-
I can't really go
Okay,
to do
and
like, you know,
yeah, and so like I
realistically, I
expressed earlier-
can't really make any moves in the United States, but there must be something else I can do.
You can make some phone
Right.
calls on his
and
behalf, right? That's
and
okay.
and so as I expressed earlier in 1 Corinthians 12, it expresses how people come together in unity as that goal we're talking about, with each one of them having their own talent. So maybe we ought to figure out what talent you have first, so then we could figure out what you might be able to do then.
Well, I'm new here, so I'm assuming Jack is trying to like get into politics in his local area, right? Is that what's going on, or whatever?
No.
He's like,
No, the whole country, bro.
Partially.
All levels,
And
all levels.
The world.
You gotta
And then
start
the
at
world.
bottom. You
Well,
gotta start at the bottom, and he's already gone to city council, correct? Anybody else done that? Okay, next.
oh, he's way beyond me.
Calm down, bro. Calm down.
Well, here's the thing, guys. I will meet with anyone. I will talk with anyone who's willing to have conversations with me. And
I'll
I've
talk
met
with you on my show, Jack. If you want to
who's
come on my
willing
show,
to
Jack.
actually do something.
Well, Jack, I will do something for you. I will offer you my services and pro bono as a marketing genius to help work for your campaign, to get the word out in Spokane and beyond.
What up?
Now use my
Stefan, are you a lawyer?
Not Stefan. You know how to pronounce my name.
Are you a
Come on,
lawyer?
dude, be respectful.
Are you a
I think
lawyer,
the
bro?
problem- See,
You're
I
not,
think
you're not listening. I'm a man of means.
I think the problem here is that once you kick a dog, the dog doesn't really want to do much with you. You know, you kick him
I
again
don't
and
kick
keep
dogs,
kicking him.
and I
It's
don't
the same
shit them
thing.
like
It's the
Linda
same
Tommy.
thing with respecting another man. It's the same thing with respecting another man and
I don't
treating him like an
dog.
adult and not interrupting other people on his panel. He wants a nice, decent panel. I can understand that. I can certainly understand why censorship in some situations would certainly be needed.
Did you not hear my offer to do pro bono work?
Correct. But
market.
what I'm saying
Tell you
is
what.
you've already been on the panel and disrespected him umpteen times. I don't think the man has much faith in you. However, the services you're offering, he might be willing to accept from somebody else that has those same talents.
Someone else, really? Where are you going to find a marketing genius like me just under a rock?
Tell you what,
Hold
Steven.
on. So Stefan, are you a lawyer?
It's
Do you have a
not
law degree?
Stefan. Are you autistic? Are you mentally
King,
retarded?
where the fuck you want to call yourself?
Well,
Are you
that's
a
what we
lawyer?
were thinking of you, but
Retarded.
that's all right, King.
Do you have a, no, I'm asking.
Guys,
Do you have
Are
a
you
law
mentally
degree?
One at a
retarded
time.
like OTW?
Yeah. Do you have a law degree?
I don't need a law degree to do marketing and be a
Hey,
marketing
Mike.
genius. In case you
Let-
haven't been paying
let's-
attention.
Hello. Once again, Mike, I'm going to ask you to back off. Stop taking over the stream and your desires to know, please.
It's on an
I'm
ego
just backing up. I'm just backing up.
You're in your ego,
I'm
Mike.
just asking
You're
if
in
he
your
has
ego.
a law degree. Because
Dude.
he said pro bono. Pro bono means that you're actually
So
taking a
what?
case and you're an
So
actual lawyer.
what, Mike? So what? I don't care. Can you please let it go?
Sure, of course. I'm
Thank
just asking him a
you.
question.
Thank
Just asking him a
you.
question.
Thank you.
Drop it, Mike.
So, OTW, this thought came. You're in Canada. Right.
Right.
We're all in this same time of history. We're all dealing with the exact same problems. I encourage everyone who has the illusions of freedom and representation to start exercising their rights in every single way they can to try and communicate with those who are in position to bring reforms. Because a world without secrets, that's, I'm pretty sure, what God wants.
OTW, you're in Quebec. You're not in
Trump
Canada.
Trump 2024, bro. I'm voting Trump
He's in
all day.
Quebec.
All day.
Hey, Chris, what? See again.
Okay. Quebec is in Canada, dimwit.
No.
Guys,
Not
hold
part of
on
Canada.
1 second. Let's get back to Chris and Jack. Jack, what was your point on Chris not voting for Trump?
No, I'm gonna vote for Trump. Like, imagine voting for Kamala Harris, dude. Are you serious?
Oh boy.
Are you
Oh
guys
my
serious?
god.
Holy
Oh
shit,
my
dude.
god.
Come on, Buster. Yeah.
Chris, you know, you don't. I'm assuming you don't know me.
I'm just
He's clueless. I think he's clueless.
Whatever. You know, I'm telling my
Yeah.
opinion.
I'd much think you especially if you want to talk to Trump or you want to vote for Trump, get me in front of him.
Let's
He's
go.
not honorable until he changes. So help me talk to Donald Trump.
You don't
And
want to
What
be in
makes
front.
you think you're so powerful? That's what I'm trying to understand.
You know why,
I've-
Chuck? I've explained it over and over because I'm aligned with the truth. I know the truth is God. And Chuck, I'm done with you.
There's so much stuff going on right now that we don't know about in the government and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Bye,
Yeah,
Chuck.
I would be done with freaking what's his name too.
Come on, dude. Not loser after fucking loser.
This is my life, dude. This is what God brings me. Rather than what I want, I get this. Thanks for the offer, Stephen.
Yeah, I have a lot of opinions, but I don't want to like say them, you know, go crazy or whatever. You know.
Snafu, why are you here?
Just hanging out, listening to the optics. The interview's coming here in a few days, and didn't know if you wanted to chat before we talk to your childhood friend.
No, I don't want to chat to you. And you can listen from elsewhere. Your audio sucks again. Chuck, I don't know why you're here. You don't like what I have to say. You're not encouraging. You're not positive. Why are you here, Chuck? To take my joy away?
No, I'm trying to get you to see reality of what God is and what God isn't.
Yep.
But that's not your job, Chuck. That's
right.
the problem.
Chuck,
it's not my job.
Chuck, go learn what God is for yourself because you don't know God.
Can you guys answer a question? Like, how did this shooter get all these rounds off, like, and fly drones around and everything else, dude? With the
Hey,
Secret
Chris, Chris, do you have any interest in anything I've been saying for the topic?
I do. I hear you, but like, you know, you guys, I'm going off the topic. Off topic.
I'd prefer if there's ideas for questions. I'd love to answer questions about what I'm saying, talking about uniting with God, the wholeness of divinity, growing in our personal relationship with the divine, with the greater truth.
Here's the thing, bro. I read tarot cards.
Is that relevant,
dude?
I'm all for do it. You know, what kind of what you said type shit.
He reads tarot cards. Would that like be in the hold on a sec, because Wizard was mentioning scripture earlier and said, like, you know, multiple talents. Does that fit into that category of the line of help that Jack needs? This is what I'm asking.
It's not related. Thank you.
So that particular talent is not useful.
Yeah.
Here, we've got a Signal 66.
You don't have to do anything. You get to do everything. You can do what you say and say what you will do. That's a tongue twister.
That's
wow.
like,
What's up?
It's too many thoughts involved, but
There's too much thinking involved. It's too much. It's a brain freeze.
There's
too
lessons.
much processing
There
for me
are
to do.
lessons there when you break it down. You are what you do.
City Pot Tuesday.
You are what you do, not what you say you do. We got a lot of people who say they're doing things, say they're gonna do things, and they're not doing much more than saying it. And then the other thing,
exactly,
you actually don't have to do anything. Change this idea inside your head and you will declare your own freedom. You don't have to do anything. You get to do everything.
Remember the old term, gentlemen, free your mind? Free your mind. In other words, break away from what people are trying to indoctrinate you in. You have to free your own mind. You have to be a free thinker, and that
Can
can
I
be
please
good.
offer something here? I never thought I would say this, but I'm starting to really understand and sympathize with what Jack goes through every day. I mean, this is just incredible. I never thought I would say this, but this is fucking nuts, man. I'm sitting here watching this and going, "What is going on here?" I
feel his
actually
pain, bro.
understand
I
Jack's
feel the pain.
frustration.
I feel it.
He's trying to keep his show on track, and I might not agree with everything Jack says, but I understand the fucking frustration that this man goes through trying to run a show every day.
Stephen, today's been good, but that came out for a reason, because these panels, dude, it's like, seriously, how is this real? The purpose is a conversation, but people join together and they talk at each other, or they talk to themselves. And I've been studying this. It's a pattern of people who aren't aware, who aren't conscious. They're living in their mind. They're living in their memories and their thoughts. They think their thoughts are real. That's what Snafu's problem is. He's thoughts about me, and he won't give them up. So I've got grown men day after day after day looping in these opinions, pretending like they've got some sort of jurisdiction over me, some sort of problem against me. I'm literally suggesting, let's turn to God. Let's invite the way of Christ into us, and let's live with the fullness of Christ. And oh, by the way, as we do that, let's unite together to find a way to end wars and bring true reform to the world. So there's a lot of witnesses who have been seeing what I've been doing, trying to deal with on my own. This is fascinating, but brothers and sisters, there's a divine force that brought us all here today. And I really do appreciate everyone who's joined.
Jack, Jack,
Appreciate you for letting me on. Thank you.
Thanks for having me
Jack,
on.
it amazes me that someone can talk themselves into believing their own false narratives. Like
you say something long enough, you believe it.
Yeah, exactly. In other words, if you lie as much as you can lie, then you believe it's the truth. And that's,
but I will say, but can I say this though?
And one last thing, guys. I just want to say goodbye real quick. But Jack, when it comes to Snafu, brother, I think there's way more to the story than you know. I think he's got some brain damage. I think that something's going on at home. So I mean, when it comes to Snafu, I don't think we can even. We're not playing on the same field. You got 54 cards. He's got 20. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for the great panel, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful night. And
which cards
Trina
does he
comes
have,
back,
Moose? You didn't.
What's up?
Which cards does he have? You said he has 20.
No,
it's magic cards. You know the game Magic the Gathering? Yeah, it's a card game. Don't worry about it, man.
He's got all 1/1 creatures though.
He's not playing with a full deck. Let's
You're not
Thank you, Mose.
I didn't articulate myself well, guys, but I just want you guys to know
actually
that Talcott Tuesday is here. Tay, hold on. This is Tittycott Tuesday, OTW. And since you're the only bitch on panel, I have to welcome you. All right?
Hey, I don't have any bits, dude. I mean, I'm sorry to disappoint, dude. I'm just like,
shout out to Salty Siren with the melons, the watermelons for Tittycott Tuesday. That's brilliant marketing. I love it. Salty Siren, you rock. That's great stuff. I mean, it's getting people excited, you might say.
Well, Jack, I think you have a good. Jack, I think that you have a good platform to talk about, spirituality and what's going on in the world and things like that. And I think you have a good platform. I think you let people talk.
Hey, Midlife, what's up, man?
It's nice to come up and have a conversation. It is. It's nice to have.
Where did this Mike guy come from though? He's tried to take over the show. He's talked a lot today.
Well, I mean, I have a strong personality. I'm a superstar. But I mean,
well,
I have
a little bit and let other people talk. Hey, Midlife, how's it going, man?
Well, I mean, when you talk, it's boring. Good
to see you. Everybody.
So hey, Midlife, how's it going, brother?
Are you guys religious?
Hey, midlife, how's it going, brother?
Yo,
Real
Jack?
quick, because my opinion.
Hey, yo, Chris.
Yo.
Can we recognize midlife real quick?
So.
Thanks.
Pay some respect.
All right.
Peace,
All right.
midlife.
Here we go. Jack. Interesting show again today. I don't know, like everyone is drawn to you, Jack. You have a quality that you pull everyone in. It seems like I would say most of them are naysayers. But regardless of the fact, I don't know where your numbers are at now, but you really do have an audience. People do come to see you.
Before, bro.
Midlife,
up,
are you
brother?
lost, dude? It's Titty Caught Tuesday. That's why.
We have the King over
You've been
here
paying
with
attention in
his
the chat.
with his. I haven't been actually. The King has his excellent. What
This
do you
is
call it?
trending.
Deadpan humor. Really a
No,
champion at that.
this is real. It's going to be trending on Twitter. There's going to be 1 million people following that hashtag. Do you not
Well,
understand how this works? Midlife.
I'm like Jack's trying to be serious, and then he has his merry band of misfits who just
are good. It's going to be
follow him
trending
everywhere he goes. He hopes that maybe one day they'll snap like
real.
like a broken sauce. Have you ever
You're
seen a broken
mistaking it
sauce,
as a
Jack?
joke.
You ever cook, Jack?
This is real.
Steven, I'm going to take a break from your interruptions.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack.
Oh crap!
Jack is hoping that they'll snap and break like a hollandaise sauce or like a cream sauce or like a macaroni and cheese. You know when you make it to begin with, and it's all emulsified and creamy and wonderful, right? But it's all of the good and the bad mixed together. But Jack has faith that one day it will snap and all of that grease will just fall to the bottom, and then you'll just have the macaroni on top. I feel like I lost a few people.
You
on
lost
that one
me.
there.
You're milking it now. You're milking
Yeah,
the titties.
but the truth is, Jack has a good message.
Hey, what
And
would you
you
guys
know-
say? Would you guys say if I told you that fucking I think religion is like brainwashing your head and it doesn't let you like think clear because you're like scared to like do
Off
stuff,
topic.
you want to go to hell,
Off topic.
stuff like that.
What do you want?
I would kind of agree with you.
Religion is like brainwashing people, dude. Like
Okay. Do you want to know how that happens or why it happens, or you just want to observe that it's happening and talk
I've
about
seen
that
it
it's
happen.
happening?
Like fucking, we have like
Right. It's one of the things that I've been blessed to discover is how the minds have been manipulated through the deceptions of religions and nations and all of this propaganda and conditioning. It's time for people, kind of what I think Midlife was saying. I do pray every day. I open up this panel. I pray the right words come through. And I pray that someone is able to see things with their mind's eye, with their heart, a little bit different. Because a transformation, for those who are confused, a transformation will save not only their lives, it'll save the lives of those around them.
religion is a form of control. They don't want you to don't break the law or don't.
Right. Well, this is why I think the solutions are here. When we unite together, the religions, the political beliefs, even the genders, they really don't matter. We're all human beings here trying to figure out this world, but we were born into a world that profits from lies and deception.
Jack,
So
have you done an IQ test?
when I was young, I did.
What did you get?
It was around 150-ish, if I remember, but it was very early in my age. I was gifted, but tests are tests. It matters on the day or the time. It doesn't matter.
Some are gifted with titties. Midlife bro logic's got a set.
So
I did an IQ test. I got a 96.
That's not bad. I mean, that's average.
What?
I was also born with Down syndrome.
Right about 100. Right about 100. I mean, it's just a normal person.
For real?
You're not dumb. You're just a normal intellect. But the thing is this: with
Kind of wore off as I got older, though.
No, but the thing is that if you actually go to higher education, your IQ can grow. It can actually grow because you're taking in more knowledge.
I thought
But
he
there
was
are some
Cage. I thought that was Cage, that guy that comes here. His voice sounds so similar. I really
But
thought it was Cage.
there are some people that are just gifted to where either they're on the spectrum or they just have a higher IQ. They absorb information easier than other people. So it's
I think
not
you're
that
on the
you're.
spectrum, Mike. I think you are on the spectrum. I really do.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I'm not, but thank you.
All right. Well,
What is
the good thing about Jack, Chris, is listen, man. I don't believe in all that religious stuff either, quite frankly. But I found quite a bit of common ground with Jack. If religion is what helps him get through the day, keeps him sober, and that's what fuels his message of peace, then to that I say amen. Okay.
Sure.
Again,
No doubt.
I don't.
Amen.
I don't have to believe in all that stuff because I don't.
My religion is love, and I invite everyone to turn to
Amen.
that religion and spend as much time and attention worshiping love as you can. As much as your schedule allows you, turn and consider how much love is available for you to discover. Because truly, that is the way to know our God. Our God is the creator of life and love, and those are the miracles we can't deny. We can start celebrating those miracles every time we discover it. Remind yourself often, oh shit, I'm alive again today. Holy crap, I can celebrate at least for this moment.
You know something, brother? People always say that they're alone, right? They're alone in the world. They're alone. They're a sinking ship. You're never alone. Every person loves you, whether they know it or not. God loves you. Jesus loves you. This is just what I truly believe. And if you turn to faith, you're going to have millions and millions of people that are your family. They're going to love you no matter what happens. But human beings always feel like, I'm alone. No one wants me. No, we do. We want to be brothers and sisters. And that's all I'm trying to say. It's like people understand the power of religion. They don't understand it. Wherever you want to call it Buddhism, you want to call it Muslim, you want to call it Christianity, you want to call it Catholicism, whatever you want to call it. It's our duty to love each other. That's it.
Right.
That's all I'm trying to say.
Let's do that. Let's find ways to love those people we don't know. The people that are in a war zone today, the innocent people who are in prisons, the children that have been separated from their parents due to someone's authority and interpretation.
How about the people that are around you? How about the people in your local? Everybody, especially with politics, everybody focuses on the president. Like you have local elections going around, right? You have things, community boards, you have local initiatives, you have things that you could do to affect your community where you actually live. There's people on the street. There's so many there's people shooting up. I don't know where you guys are from, small towns, whatever. In the cities, there's problems in your area that you can help fix, and you can actually see the impact that you make.
Mm-hmm.
There's problems everywhere.
You don't have to think so on such a grand scale.
Jack
Right.
is
Think
a
locally.
big thinker.
That's where you start. You start locally.
Okay.
Have you done that?
I do that. Do you do that?
Yes, I've
do it.
participated in several local community initiatives.
Good
And
for you.
and you know what? Bless you. I'm glad you do.
Well,
Didn't you
that
just
is
say you have Down syndrome a minute ago or two?
That's right. Yes.
So what have you done for Down syndrome people locally where you live?
It doesn't. We don't need to keep
Oh, I'm
comparing
sorry,
and stacking up. It's a yes and. Okay, and here, let's come back. This is my panel. My life is happening here online.
What me and my family do,
and Mike, again, you're showing you don't care about me and my life in this here and now, Mike.
It's amazing.
Let's stop talking about the me and the I, me. Let's start talking about everybody else. Let's start talking about
the reason I'm bringing me up is this is my live stream, And my purpose is to try and find a way to affect the president and the Congress and all of that. But you're right. It also means I'm trying to affect my local community. I've been to the city council. I've been to these different organizations, the VA. I've met with different representatives of different levels of government. I've been to the ACLU. I've been to these nonprofit organizations. I'm asking you here and now in my panel, please help me come up with ideas to help me get the attention of anyone in Spokane, Washington. I've also got a son I miss dearly, and I've got friends and family that I know could benefit from what I've been learning. But so far, that conversation, you're right. People shouldn't feel all alone in this world. I realize this from firsthand experience. Addiction and poverty, those two things that are the community's greatest problems, right? Addiction and poverty lead to crime and violence. Addiction and poverty, those are symptoms of a broken community.
All right, Jack, are you like recovering addict?
I checked. I had
Not
a
to
lifetime.
mention Purdue and like all of that corruption.
I had a lifetime of heavy drinking, and I checked myself into detox. I was a sick alcoholic. I went to detox.
I'm an alcoholic right now. I'm kind of buzzed right now. I'm drinking beer. So, I'm being honest. You know what?
Respect.
Here's the thing, bro. Like fucking, I'm trying to like.
I'm half pissed right now too. I gotta admit to it.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I had some Irish whiskey.
Let him finish, please.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Hello,
Chris.
Well, no, like I said, I'm trying to fuck, dude. I'll admit I'm an alcoholic, dude. Like fucking.
Hello.
You know what? It's a fucking pain in the ass. Can I say that? It's a pain in the ass. Yeah.
Chris, if you want to change it, Chris, if you're ready.
You guys are like smart, so it's like nice to talk to somebody that fucking isn't like dumb. Like half the time I get on these, and the people like fucking brainless. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Does that make you feel smarter to be around smart people?
Well, it's
I feel smart when I talk to OTW.
It's nice to talk to somebody that's like not.
My IQ just went down 50 points just by listening to you, Stephen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Hey, Chris, if you can recognize the pattern, you can recognize the damage that the pattern is causing you. It's not really making your life that much better if you're honest. And if you're honest and creative, you can make a list of all the benefits, how you could better spend your time, how you'd be feeling better in the morning, how much more likely you would be to exercise, to do more, whatever. Get a list of all the benefits on that, brother. You're going to change your mind and your habit real quick on your own. But if you want support, that's what I do.
Advice all the way, dude. You're right.
Fasting helps a lot too, man.
But is not doing weed the same thing as using alcohol to escape?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
If it's being used for escape, it has the possibility. But there's a huge difference between cannabis and booze. Booze will deaden your mind. Cannabis will calm your mind and allow you. Sure. Well, it can work both ways. It can stimulate.
I need a blunt.
It's non-addictive. There's no addictive qualities to cannabis and alcohol.
But people yet still do it to escape.
It's a mental addiction. It's not something it's not a physical addiction.
So alcohol.
Negative Nancy.
Alcohol is the only drug that shuts down every organ in your body. It can shut down every organ in your body.
It's literally poison.
Organ.
It's poison.
It's the most destructive thing you can ever intake in your body.
No.
Alcohol is worse than drugs. It's worse.
It's
Did you know, in fact, that you could drink a gallon of water and toxify yourself and die?
Yes.
Gallon of water.
Yes, you can OD on water. You can. But the thing is this is that cannabis is it's the only thing that can't K-word you. Like you can
Mike has
basically
titties.
smoke yourself to death. You know, that's sleep, but you're not going to pass away. You'll just pass out. But alcohol is the most destructive thing you could put in your body.
No,
and it's
Mike, thank you. You've answered. Chuck, does that answer your question? Do you need him to continue?
no answer. I need a blunt. Chuck, you
usually
Debbie
ignores
Downer.
answers. He likes to keep his beliefs.
Yeah. So basically, it's just destructive.
Please,
So listen, young man.
Mike,
you said that already, Mike. You're looping.
Yes, please. I'd
I
like to
wasn't finishing
jump
what
in
I wasn't
again.
finishing what I was saying, but that's okay. If you want
Okay.
to cut me off,
Well, if there was a point, please get to it.
okay, I can try if you let me finish. But the thing is that, young man, try to wean off. Try to wean off of that. Alcohol is not good for you, man. You're a young man. You have your whole life ahead of you. Just try to get off of that stuff. And listen, don't ever feel embarrassed to seek help, because, like, you need help to get off.
Hey, Mike, again, dude. I've already offered my personal help. Can we please move on?
I was just, stating my fact,
You're
but I guess
looping,
no one can
Mike.
talk with you. No, bro. It's all good. It's all
You're
good.
looping.
I'm just trying to reinforce something positive.
Jack, I'll be back later. Text
Fucking annoying,
That's all.
Mike.
No, that's all. That's all I'm trying to give him a positive influence, because I went through it. I went through it a few years ago. I
Right,
went through
Mike.
it.
The show is not about you, Mike.
Fucking hell.
How many
Well,
times do I
Jack,
have
it's an
to ask
open,
you
it's
to
an
back
open
off?
stream, man. There's other people here. You're not the only one fucking talking, all right, buddy?
Shut up, Mike.
Fuck's sake, Jack. I'm talking to Jack. I'm talking to Jack. Jack,
No one
dude,
can
let
talk
people
about
talk,
Mike.
Jack. You're the
You're
host,
ruining
dude.
the
I
show.
understand. I understand you're the host, but let people talk.
I have
Yeah, I'm
been,
fucking trying to
dude.
give the guys some fucking advice.
That guy's trying to take over the
I
show.
didn't ask you, Mike. And here's something. You know what? Signal. Respectfully for you, I have been. It's been over 2 hours, and this man, Mike, he showed up recently. I don't know the dude. He clearly is not paying attention to me and the conversations I'm trying to have. And I've been polite many times, but here's what I know. People aren't paying attention to themselves, their own egos. People like to bring their egos and show off in front of me. We could have some great conversations, Mike, if you actually cared about me and what I was doing. Do you have any care about me and what I'm doing here, Mike?
Why does it have to revolve around you? Other people are just as important.
Other people aren't trying to end wars, are they, Chuck? You can leave as well. You ignorant motherfucker. Holy shit.
That's like asking Johnny Carson on Johnny Carson show, why is it got to be about Johnny Carson? Because I'm the one that motherfucking pays for everything. I'm the one that fucking puts on the show. You don't want to be on the show, then don't be on the show. If you want to be on the show, you got to follow the rules of the show.
Listen,
Jack, you're saying that you're doing things to end wars. What are you doing to end wars?
Go back and listen to my other
Dude,
stream.
Jack, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't show you. I showed you nothing but respect,
what are you
man.
actually
You are
doing to end
fucking
wars?
disrespectful as fuck to your panel members.
Who's
Disrespectful
talking?
as fuck, man.
Who is?
You're
Who's
disrespectful. I'm trying to
okay?
give the kids some
Hey, Mike,
advice. I've been through that.
wait, I'm disrespectful. Go find a better use of your time. You're wasting my time. Dude.
Here's my opinion on it or whatever. Like, hey, Jack is on a higher level, dude, than all of us. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
No, not really, but in a way, I can see the different levels.
You don't get it. Then
Hey, Dustin.
Actually,
what's up?
if you consider, welcome, Dawson. If you consider energetically, vibrationally, the highest vibration we have is love, right? Love is divine, compassion, it rises above, but I don't need these arguments. And if you don't, you know what? Sincerely, if I'm not doing enough to end wars, go find someone else who is, or reveal yourself. You really don't give a shit about ending wars. You just want to argue and belittle people who do want to end wars.
I
That's
don't
what I'm
think Mike
seeing,
was
and it
here to
drives
end
me
wars.
nuts.
I'm sorry, Jack. I didn't mean to interrupt. I don't think he was here to support ending wars. I think he was about his ego and trying to get attention on here. He just seemed to be taking over the show.
It's the setup of these panels. What he's doing is not he was offering great stuff for most other places. I didn't have a problem with the things he was saying. I just found no relevance.
I thought he
or
was
value
being a
to what
dick.
I'm doing.
Pardon my French, but I thought he was kind of being a dick.
At the end, he was. But that's what happens when I confront people's egos and the fact that they're not really helping. People get offended. But what do
Josh
I
is a
do?
good guest. I've seen him on here before. He's pretty cool, I think.
I don't here. He'll be welcome back, I'm sure.
Let me real quick. Let me say, like, Jack has all these subs and these people in chat for a reason. Does that make sense?
No.
Like, they're not here to like for the because does that make sense?
I appreciate that.
Like,
hey, actually, you know what? I don't mean to make this where people don't feel comfortable. I do want people to feel safe, but for the love of God, I really do think what I'm offering, I know for a fact it can change people's lives. Maybe the people here don't feel they need it, but I know for a fact that what I am sharing can transform people's
so
lives.
do you guys hear what he said right there? Like, do you want that or not? Hello? That's what he's trying to tell you.
Thank you.
It's made my life better, a lot better already.
All right, so I've already done my due diligence. Ugh, murdered that word. So I decided to look up an organization in Canada that actually supports what you do, Jack. So I found something. It's called No War Paix, which is a French word, is an anti-war and anti-racist organization based in Ottawa, on Canada. The group's full name is Network to Oppose War and Racism. Pact against aggression, intolerance to xenophobia.
Well, Jack isn't racist, though.
Acronyms:
so what are you
No
talking
War,
about?
Peace, which is French for people. Anyway, so that's it. My first step towards helping out.
I encourage everyone to please see what other people are doing. There are a lot of people who have dedicated who are still every day dedicating a lot of time and energy towards educating the society, trying to help people realize that the war drums are beating, the corruption is real, it's time for change. And I don't know here. I encourage everyone, please do what I've failed to accomplish. Go try to communicate with your city leaders. Go try and talk to the sheriff, whoever's in charge of the police. Go talk to the mayor. Go talk to the city council. Go talk to whoever you can, and other organizations, churches, these other groups and committees of people doing work. They can be resources for connections. If we can get connected, relationships and connections, that's truly the way to succeed. That's what the wealthy truly know. They cooperate when it's in their interest.
Yeah, they're united. The evil billionaires, for sure. I've been telling people this, Jack. By the way, can I have
Jack?
offer you
I'm
something here, Jack?
wondering, would you be interested in communicating with this organization?
Please, yes.
I have something to offer you, Jack. And this is serious. Have you seen the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off by any chance? It relates to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Did you see the Save Ferris campaign that went viral in real life? That's what I want to do with Jack Talcott. Make something go viral off of YouTube into real life. And that, I think, would be a big step from the internet to real life in achieving something. And instead of Save Ferris, I want it to be about Talcott, Talcottia.
Ending the wars.
Well,
Hey,
yes.
Stephen, I love the idea, honestly. And this
Thank
is
you.
partly how I ventured out on YouTube into this realm, is I had the idea that this might be a way, that there'd be other people out there like me who think, hey, this crap's got to change. We got nothing to lose, so let's try.
I think Dawson likes my idea too. Somebody complimented his nose on my stream the other day. I was streaming. And
I dropped the link in private, Jack.
He said Dawson has a great nose. So I don't know if he's aware of that, but I just thought I would say that.
Yeah, I take after the great Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson? Who's that?
Hey,
I'm sorry.
oh, the actor Owen Wilson?
I don't know. I don't know.
Anyway, so what happened with the post office and everything?
I got
Woody,
fired.
really late, right?
You're roboting the post office.
I got fired from the post office because, according to the rules, I needed to have a permission slip from a doctor to return to where I worked for 20 years. But like I said, for whatever reason,
That
people
can't be the
haven't wanted
reason.
to communicate with me.
That
You wanna
can't be
bet?
the only reason.
You want to bet? I mean, there's a lot of factors involved in it, but it comes down to that. I couldn't get a permission slip signed by a professional, by a doctor. And because I failed to get a permission slip, my friends in the union and my friends in the post office, they stopped talking to me because they thought that would be a violation of the rules. So since they didn't talk to me and they made an agreement, they denied my day in court, I'm an innocent man who was wrongfully accused. I have been improperly terminated. I have boxes of evidence that proves my words and my efforts. What I've not yet found is a witness, someone willing to join me in my experience and say, holy shit, Jack, why is this not resolved yet? Because to me, it's fucking clear. But the fact that people haven't, the fact that I've failed to find people in over 6 years, that tells me this is God's plan. I've given up on people. I've given up on me. I do what I feel God may want me to do. And that's why I'm on here 7 days a week talking about God, talking about ending wars, talking about being better people. I think that's what God wants me
Somebody
to
has
do.
their TV on.
Yo, Jack, have you heard of Heaven's Gate?
I think so. Wasn't that a cult?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. The Nike shoes?
Is there a reason you asked?
No, just
It's
curious.
random. It's random.
Somewhat.
Jack, can I say something here in your defense? In your defense. If I had to deal with this every fucking day, I'd go postal, and I'm not in the post office. I'd go postal on these people. I don't know how you do this. I mean, I'm not a postman, but I would go fucking postal if I had to deal with
I've seen worse
everything.
panels where it's like super crazy.
I have too. This panel used to, it's had many days like that. And you know, honestly, a lot of good people have frustrated me. Happened today with Mike, with Chuck. Failure for us to communicate properly, to get on the same page. What I've been finding though, really, if you can get in your mind living in the spirit of life, becoming one with the experience and continually wondering. The idea I was reminded of today was what is emerging from this? That's what the question I was trying to get. I was trying to turn to the Father during the misunderstandings. What is emerging from this? I couldn't find an answer.
I don't know how to deal with these freaks though, Jack. I really don't. I would go fucking postal. I'm being honest with this. I don't know how you do this day after day. Do you not want to take a break at some point and say, I don't know how to keep doing this?
It feels best to love regardless. And when we surrender to the divine, love is truly simple, and it becomes the practice, and then it becomes a no-brainer. Love is the answer. Chuck, I love you. What is the Antichrist? Right? You've thrown that around as though I personify that. But what is the Antichrist? What is the Christ? Well, the Christ is love. Love without condition, love without reason, love without fear. So what is the Antichrist? The Antichrist is the opposer of love, the opposer of freedom, the opposer of joy. Chuck, you've been in opposition for my joy for a long time, and I don't understand why. Sorry, guys.
I disagree with you, Jack. Jack, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, Jack.
Please.
I think Chuck, he's just a doubter. And, you two are going back and forth with this religious talk and whatever. I think he has valid points. I don't think he's just up here trolling, right? When he gets into religion, that's who's got the sound on?
Yo, that B guy hasn't said a
Dawson.
word.
I think it's Dawson.
What's that?
I think his he was talking about he wanted you to do something locally first. I mean, that's something that people say. I don't think that's out of line, really. What do you think about that, Jack?
Knowing his perspective of me, how he lacks respect and he wants to paint the picture that I'm not doing anything. This is a narrative he and his little monkeys have been discussing, how Jack's not really doing anything, and this is just a show, and Jack's not really, he's a liar. So him bringing his doubts and his little passive-aggressive little snide remarks, he's not supporting me.
He's not supporting you. Yeah, I agree with that. Dawson, can you mute up, please?
Mute? Okay. Am I making too much background noise?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was coming through.
Okay, sorry about that.
Just unmute when you want to talk. Thanks, bro. I just think he doesn't believe that you can enact change. I think that's what it is. I don't think
I disagree with Midlife. I think Chuck's a troll. I've never seen him be positive. He's always negative. Have you ever seen him come here and be positive? Just once.
Other than here, I've seen him have fun. He's well received. He's very generous. He's not a bad man, but he has the opportunity, everyone. And I'm not saying this egoically. I'm not superior to anyone, but I'm sure as hell sick of being described as inferior by people like Chuck. Holy shit. God has blessed me, and I've tried to share this as openly and accurately and humbly as I can. I've been blessed to learn a lot of different things. A lot of things about history and government and biology and nature and science and religions, and God has blessed me. I'm trying to share the blessings sincerely.
People that are here or whatever, like on panel and in chat or whatever, like, I mean, what Jack? He didn't tell you to come here. You came here on your own, so you're coming here for a reason. Like
I found my way here on my own.
You don't like it, leave. Right?
I like it, bro. What are you talking about? I like it.
I'm just saying. Like, everybody's like, you guys are here you come here to.
Chris, what do you have to offer? What are you bringing to offer here today, Chris?
Nothing, bro. I'm just analyzing like this shit, bro.
Hey, I actually appreciate it, Chris. Thank you for the.
Well, thank you, Chris. I hope that you join in.
You can't even
Pity Cod Tuesday.
You can't even talk shit about it. If you came here. You click the button and join. So
hello.
This is the thing, though. This is the way real adults we interact this way. Even in our relationships, we'll carry these ignorant ideas around, wanting to get back at each other, not really paying attention to what we're doing. But sincerely, every one of us, if we simply grow in our practice of being present, paying attention, having some care about the experience we're sharing together with whoever it is, then we find fewer enemies. You're not holding on to things from the past. You're not future tripping, all angry or afraid of what might happen. And sincerely, if we can find peace in our hearts, in our present day, well, then we can start sharing that with others. And it was pointed out, every community has work to do.
Look at that weed he's teasing us. That guy wizard beside me it's holding up, and I wanted a blunt. Remember I said that earlier. Hello, what did you hold up there, wizard? Right when, what was that? Hello.
Are you guys seriously Kamala Harris voters?
What?
No.
Okay.
How
good.
many are voting? How many? I got to ask, how many are voting?
I never voted, wizard. I don't support that rotten system.
Bro?
What?
You're voting, right?
Respect for the host. Are we talking about voting right now, Jack, or what are we talking about?
It is a rotten system. That's exactly what it is. A rotten
Well,
system.
how about this? Let's make our first goal. The voting and ignoring the vote can be the second idea. Let's make the first idea. How do we interrupt this nonsense for November? Because that's truly what I'm hoping to do.
I think we need a misfit outcast revolution from Talcott, ground up, grassroots.
It's happening.
We're a bunch of misfits, and
this is God's plans, dude. God takes you out.
Do you have a well-regulated militia?
We are armored with the truth. And this is where my confidence comes in. I have faith in God. These ideas of a world of renew, right? This comes from the Bible. It's God placed these ideas in my heart. It's happening. Crap. I took us off from where you were.
Dude, I don't know about you. I don't trust the voting system.
Oh.
I don't.
We shouldn't trust it. So let's see what we can do to interrupt this sick game of politics and economics before November. I actually feel like the evidence shows it's a dire emergency, that every night we go to bed without solving these problems, there's more people going to die overnight.
Listen, do you guys trust the voting system, bro?
Nope.
I mean, come on, bro. They fucking it's fucking rigged, dude. Like it's.
Well, it's a shell game. People are told they're free by giving them the right to vote once every so often. It's not freedom. That's not participation. It's the illusion of participation. I want direct participation as a citizen. I want to speak to the elected officials in the highest seats of this nation. Allegedly, we are the land of the equal, right? So let's get some people in front of Congress and the Canadian Parliament everywhere we can. Let's get people in front of them saying, hey, no, equality, right? Equality and freedom, those come through integrity, honorable leadership. The people of the world deserve leaders of honor, leaders who follow the way of truth, who live at least with some sort of consideration and effort trying to emulate Christ. I mean, we got Donald Trump inviting, come on, Christians, vote for me. I'm not a Christian, but you can be deceived by me. You've been deceived by others. So what are we doing? The signs from God are so obvious.
And on that note, I'm out. Be blessed. You know I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass. So have a good day, everybody.
You as well.
What's up, bro?
Hey,
Have a good one.
actually, I'm looking at the time. We had some deep and serious conversations today, and my frustration even rose a bit. But I think maybe it
Super
is
frustrating, dude. It's like annoying type shit. You know what I mean?
What?
Right.
We're all people learning how to be ourselves, and with this online stuff, we get brought into situations that we may not really know what's going on. We don't know the backstories. We don't know all the characters. So I don't blame anyone, but hey, I'm trying.
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey,
My
let's
one
get
idea.
that fag Trudeau out of the government. I can't stand him.
I'm gonna have to agree with that one.
Get him out.
What were you saying, Browns boy?
My one idea seems simple. In order to get in a position of power, why isn't one of the requirements like you have to find two crooked ones first? If you find two crooked ones first, you get the job. It would be like killing two birds with one stone. I don't have a great plan, but that was an interesting way of thinking about it.
All right. I'm ready to wrap it up. Any final parting words?
Let's do this viral campaign. I think Titty Caught Tuesday and Jack Talcott go trending on Twitter and TikTok. These are the ways to reach people more than YouTube. Bring them that way and make it go viral, just like Ferris Bueller. Hashtag Save Ferris, except it's like with Talcottia. That's my sleep deprived idea. It's marketing genius. People in the chat said this will work. I think they're right. I agree with them.
My final thoughts are probably
My
just
one
do people do research on the political system, check out people's platforms before you vote for them, and yeah, just keep doing small things that you can do to improve your life and stay positive.
Don't vote for those evil motherfuckers, Dawson, please.
Well, I'm not saying who to vote for or who to not vote for, but if people have a better understanding of how government works and what the functions are, then there should be less need to be angry at things.
Are you Canadian? You got a Blue Jays hat on. You're not an American.
Anyone have any thoughts, belief that what I'm saying can happen? I mean, no one's even considering what I'm saying.
Yeah, I believe it can happen.
Okay, but your suggestion is for people to learn up, not, hey, let's see what we can do to help Jack or see what we can do to get the secrets ended or get in front of these people. You're suggesting go learn.
Let's go forward, not backwards, Dawson. I think that's backwards. I think you're going backwards.
No, it's not. It is true. That is the path for us to be willing to do these things, is to learn. But
yeah, they believe in everything, but there's no action.
That's the key. The ego will spend its lifetime learning
It's
and
like,
planning.
sure, yeah, okay, cool, Jack, but you do nothing about it.
What?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Hey, Dawson,
Get it?
It
Thanks,
is great
Dawson.
advice.
I don't like
And
When you come here
I
and
like
you listen to this, like fucking, you sit here and do nothing.
Okay, what have you done?
No fucking help, dude. You come here, you're like, sure, you're like,
no, please.
Oh.
That was very kind. And Dawson brings a wonderful, caring energy and a vibe.
I mean, like, I get it. I get it. It's like,
It's here. This has been a challenge because I don't know what people do and don't understand. I don't know what people will or will not accept from what I say, except when they bring me their doubts and disagreements. But personally, I've been taking this goal pretty seriously. I'm all in and committed. So God brought us to today. Everyone who's tuning
what
in.
other choice do we have? Seriously.
That's it.
Yeah.
We got to make a stand now. Are you all in, Dawson? Are you part of down? Are you down with Talcott, Dawson?
Yeah, I can agree with most of the things that have been said, and I have looked at the website Veterans for Peace. I can agree with some of it. I'd like to have more conversations in the future about some of the initiatives that are taking place, but most of what I've seen has been pretty good.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Hey, Chuck keeps bringing this up, and I can assume his intentions.
He's being arrogant, I think.
He wants me to be honest. Yes, my testimony must not be true, Chuck, because I alone bear witness about myself. And since Chuck wants to paint that and make sure everyone who's tuned in, considers that, I am again publicly asking, is anyone have any ideas for me or any willingness to try some of my ideas to help me get some attention from either media, people in Spokane, people of influence,
Radio.
ideas to help?
Something with the radio, bro. You need to get on the radio.
I've been trying. I have been.
I'm sure you've called in or something, right?
Lindsay's claiming she wrote ideas in chat, but she didn't come on and say them. Hello, Lindsay.
Well, tell you what, I'll check the chat later. We've got a couple others who've jumped in the back, but I am ready to wrap up. Please.
I'm tired.
Well, I want to say, Jack, you're invited over to my channel if ever you want to continue the conversation. I'm live right now, and that's it. So,
am I invited to OTW?
Everybody's invited. Everybody, if you guys have nothing to do.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm too drunk. I'm going to
invitation is
blessings. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. If you're able, I can't remember. I don't think you are a mod here, but if a mod's willing to share the link, we'll drop it and head that way. Thank you, OTW. Stephen, were you done?
Yes, I'm asleep, or I'm falling asleep.
Thank you, brother. Chris?
Yeah, I'll sub. I'll be back.
Hey, respect to you. I realize I came in a little hot on you too. You rolled with it. You offered some support, and I appreciate the feedback.
I'm brutally honest when I talk, so some people trip out or whatever.
Hey,
but
Chris. Here, there's, if you are interested offline, if you want some support, even just brainstorming and encouragement, some things that helped me, hit me up. My number's there. There's links in the description, or we'll talk again another way. It's up to you. Okay.
See you guys.
Thank you, Chris. Peace. I'm going to leave it to you two.
Well, Jack, I am on board with your message. I like your goals, and I am doing what I can to help you achieve the goals. Of course, honestly, I do think the odds are stacked against you and us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it, but in action, the odds are 0%, right? So anything you can do and any piece that you spread along the way, perhaps even locally, is a good thing. So keep up the good fight, Mr. Talcott. And you got a fan in me. Take it easy. Peace out. And to Machine Lies, peace out, my dude. See ya.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you sincerely for joining, brother. What are your thoughts, man?
Well, it's again a sort of a halfway house of spiritual tricksters where we're the end of a bad joke, but nevertheless, we're very clear about, or clarity about what the goal is, and that's good because in terms of this whole notion. And I did come in on a point where you guys were talking about the fallen state of the world and the sinful nature of man and how we got to get beyond this idea. And I think two great themes that get us out of the idea is stop seeing ourselves as separate from nature and seeing and viewing knowledge as not sacred. You know, if we could uphold truth to that level, and all be clear about that, have a clear conscience about that. See, the problem with people who think about the eschaton and the Gnostics and the scientists and the transhumanists and all of these ideals that they have is that they see nature as flawed. And even the Christians sometimes, I got heat for having a debate with Christians, and then I said, well, the world is not in a fallen state. Nature is good. We have to realize that nature is good. And this idea that we live in this, what we have is we have liberalism. And the idea in that is that it's an equality, increasing freedom, reducing ethos, where it becomes, we're pressured to fit in and have conformity with the rest of the others. And that's where the equality comes in, and it overrides our sense of freedom. So if we could balance those two and do away with a sense of false humility, I think we could come closer to the prize that we all seek, which is unity with each other and the divine. And thank you guys so much for having me here and also spending this time with me and Brother Jack. And we'll be back soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. Yes, the idea of returning, realizing, reuniting ourselves with what is true. What is true is of utmost importance. It must be honored from you, with you, through you, for you, the truth. The truth is God. God is the truth. There's no separating what is real from what is true, except within your mind, within your heart. And here in this physical realm of being a man, a woman, being a body, being an identity, it's really easy to get confused over what is true about you and what you heard about you. It's really easy to get confused about what you think about others and what is true about others. So my patterns, the craziness of this world, I just accept everyone is a result of the world. So there's no point in blaming the world. There's no point in being bitter at what the world shows, especially when we allow ourselves to rise above. For those who may have tuned in late, I encourage you, please check out the beginnings of these streams where I join with high energy and inspired, and I'm ready to share explanations. I look forward to a day when people join me to share joy with me instead of just talk about themselves. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Sorry. Brothers and sisters, the goal, realize your unity, your wholeness, your completeness, your fullness, your divinity. The divinity of you, the divinity that is the essence that overcomes the human limitations. Don't be limited. Don't believe in the limitations. Don't believe in the lies. Seek to grow the good. The good is what God's delight is, right? God created the good. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? Spending time worrying, spending time complaining, spending time hating. Who are we to waste our time like that when we could be celebrating all the goodness that God has offered? Don't deny yourself the goodness of life. Unify yourself with the present time of being you. Settle in, surrender to the absence of worry, the absence of conflict, the absence of guilt, the absence of shame. Settle in to your fullness. and invite in God's fullness to be one with you, you'll have no fears. You'll have plenty to love. And that relationship you can start today, growing in your mind, your heart, growing in the relationship with the divine, with God, so that God and the divine become you, that you walk with the divine, you walk with God from now on through the rest of your life. And just being a blessing, being kind, being worthy, doing what is right, it's the only way we want to live. Let's share that. Brothers and sisters, thank you again sincerely to all who tuned in, all who joined, all who may share this and invite others to next time. Those are my favorites. Brothers and sisters, thank you again. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear. God bless us all. Peace.